You know, like when you're on the road, yeah?
There's no 9 to 5.
That road is from 24 to 24, 12 to 12. Even if you're on the road and you're making £5 a day, you're on road 24. Even if you have an hour now, if your phone rings, you're up. Like when you go in studio now, it's like, raw, nah man, I'm finishing it. If the song's half finished, I don't care if it's 5 in the morning, we'll go in again. And also networking. So like when you're on the road, you're dealing with different people. Not every drug user is homeless. You got some people that are rich that take heroin. You know what I'm saying? So even when you're on the road, you're dealing with people that are all from different walks of life. So you know how to network in it. You might not be knowledgeable in every single topic because obviously you're from the roads in it. You might not even be book smart, but just having common sense and street smart and knowing raw. This is this and this is that. Then
Same hustle, different product.
Sinners Finance. Before we start, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Get that done ASAP from the beginning, straight away, no delay, so we can get straight to business. Yeah, well, go on.
I'm here, man. I'm here. Long time coming. Apologies for the delays. I've been busy, bro.
Been busy. Bit of context. This is Fox. Businessman.
Yeah.
Would you still say artist?
I kind of jumped off the music, to be honest, about 5 years ago. Probably like my last release was maybe like the end of 2021. So since that, just
Done.
man.
Were you having label interest?
Yeah, early on. So to start with the music journey, from the very start, started rapping in school, year 7, and then just kind of like was fucking around, and then boom, got a bit more serious. Around 2014, 15. Got released from prison in late 2014. Everyone was telling me to rap because obviously I'm rapping in jail, all different jails, London jails, money jails, everywhere.
Because you was in Oakwood same time as me, innit?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Stop, don't go no further. Subscribe to the channel now, press the like button and leave a comment. I don't know why you lot are just watching the videos, you're having be a laughter, be a banter, and you're not leaving a comment. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget as well, Sinners Vodka available from www.sinnersvodka.co.uk.
Possibly.
Yeah, I used to see, because we was on Cedar, innit?
Yeah, I was seeing it, yeah. So just everyone knew me from jail rapping. Then I got out in 2014. That was my first sentence. My brother, the man, them were like, yo, you have to do this music shit. So I was like, I'll do it. Because when I was in jail, I was reading as well, learning about the music business and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, kind of need bread to do it. You get me? So I was like, I'll do it, but let me set up this business first. So I'll come out, had a business plan. This is 2015, like come out the end of 14, like patterned up a few things, boom, 2015 now. Took one of my business plans that I had written to Prince's Trust, got 4K funding to set up my first maintenance business. So I was doing like gardening, window cleaning, anything outdoors I was doing it. Patio jet washing, taking trees down, all of that. Did that for a while, got that popping. Got coerced by my brethren to start a line. Bro.
Wait there. So you was gardening whilst rapping? I just want to...
The rapping came a little bit
Okay.
So what I said to the man then was, let me set this business up first, and then I'll do the music.
Okay.
Boom, so I've set the business up now. Business is flying. I got a van, I got tools, I'm doing my thing. And then a man that was locked up with me from the last prison that I got released from, he's called me and he's like, I'm on my arse, bro. You're doing your thing. Them times I had a van, 2 cars, doing the most. Still dabbling with the road a little bit, but not really. More legal, yeah? So he's like, yo, help me set up this line. Boom.
Wait there 1 second. Take that Y after mic, please. It's going to annoy me, bro. The clips are going to annoy me.
Yeah,
Like,
say no more. Yeah, so he begs me to set this phone up with him. He's like, you drive, I'll do everything. So I'm saying, all right, safe. He's like, once it's set, I'll give you like every month, every week or whatever. So I'm like, I don't really need to, but you've just come out. I'm gonna help you in it. Boom. That went tits up. I'm not gonna get into what went tits up because it's mad, but yeah. So that happened. Caught a little case. Boom. Then I get back to the music now. So how did it go? Yeah, the man them are phoning round trying to get me a video to do. People I know at the time, they were popping. It's my first ever video though, so we're trying to call them and they're doing the whole Hollywood thing. Man can't get hold of them. Back to phone, couple man and say, yo, page these man, chat to them, whatever. Boom, they've patterned it. Boom, come and done a freestyle. They've parked like 2 minutes away from my house, walked there, boom, done it, broke it, got off, yeah. Thought nothing of it. Remember them times, this is like 2016, 100,000 views is a lot. Them times, 1 million views is like, wow. So, boom. I've carried on doing my thing. I'm still shotting, I'm got the maintenance business. And then one time I remember, I never forget, it was on Broad Street, and the P1 used to phone me, they're like, yo, Jamal Edwards, fam, like, my man saying he's WhatsApping you and that, and you're not replying. I'm saying, WhatsApp? Them times, like, I'm fresh out of, like, my phone, I'm like, what? Gone on WhatsApp, my man's messaging me. I'm saying, yeah, like, I'll get back to it. They're like, bro, do you know who my man is? I'm like, nah, not really, you get me? They're saying, bro, Google my man. When I've Googled my man, he's worth like 30 mil. Didn't really know who he was them times. They're saying, yeah, he's the SBTV, he's the main guy. I'm saying, raw. Remember them times, SBTV's massive, Nines is blowing, Ed Sheeran's coming through, and all of that. So I'm like, raw. Anyway, long story short, I've done the video, one take in the back of the car thing, boom, that's blew up. Done like 50K in like 2 days. These like phoning me like, yo. Then Jamal's hit them up and said, who's this guy? Man, want to work with him. Them times he was doing that Better Place. Remember the SBTV Better Place?
With a piano in it?
Yeah. They used to make different artists do a story about where they're from. So starting with like the Aston one and different rappers was doing different ones. He wanted me to do that and I was like, nah, I ain't feeling it. He's like, what do you mean? I'm saying, yo, get a piano, boom, I'll come there, I'll rap, boom. Them times no one's doing it. But
Wait, I'm stuffing the story, just more context. Why didn't you want to do the Better Place concept?
Because I didn't want to tie myself to an area. And I just thought it's a bit cheesy doing all of that, like area thing, like it's long. I'm not a gang active person and that, so I was like, I'm not trying to do all that.
Cool.
Boom. But I feel like they're man in London, they don't really get it. So I was like, nah, fuck that, I ain't trying to do that. I'll do the piano things. He's like, what? He couldn't get his head around the concept, so he's like, what you say? I said, bro, get a piano, boom, live, and I'll do my thing. He's like, all right, safe. Never been done at that time. Go there, smoke that, and like, obviously I'm speaking about mental health a little bit as well during that freestyle. So that one goes off. Bearing in mind I'm on bail for the mad thing, so boom. This is 2015 now, I believe. Yeah, so I'm on bail. Shit starts kind of happening for me, plugging up one or two things. I'm on bail. I answer bail 2017. Jamal messaged me in the morning, rest in peace. My man's messaged me in the morning like, yo, good luck for today, boom, boom, bam. Them times he's managing me as well, so he's just like plugging everything. Get found guilty, boom, that's me, missing, pissed, music's like bubbling and that as well. Anyway, go jail 2017 to 18, get out. So I only did like just over a year. It was like, but it was at a pivotal point where I shouldn't really have gone to jail, so boom now, yeah, done that. I've got out in 2018, and then this now is where the labels are hollering, people are hollering, so had a little situation where Mist was trying to get man on sick made. That never ended up going to plan. Dave's management team shouted me. That never went to plan. But I went to the meetings, heard what they were saying and whatever.
How does it not go to plan? Is it something that you just weren't interested in?
I understand the contracts in it.
Yeah.
So like I'm flicking through and I'm like, nah, not feeling it. Or their legal team are like taking long to send over documents, or they haven't sent them over, or what they send over, man's just like, nah, I ain't doing that for that kind of bread or whatever. And then man just say no, so it don't go to plan. Like, because with business, you know how it is, it's like, what the fuck?
Never heard nothing drop like that before, bro.
It's crazy. Business to me is like, you come along, you know more than me, and you make money off me until I realise what I go on, and then I find someone else to do the same thing with. Do you get it? So what they were doing was like saying nice shit to me over the phone, like, yeah, man, we'll do this, that. But then when the contracts come in, it's like, bro, you better try to do me like this. So yeah, they weren't expecting me to read certain shit, so allowed all that. And then got a few more situations, like one record label in London called Believe. They own some music distribution platform thing. They were trying to offer me some P's and that. It was dead money. I said nah. Carried on just doing the independent thing. And then like Kenny All-Star shouted me, did one extra, did Mad About Bars. They were going mad. And then I was just doing the indie thing. A lot of the music wasn't really connecting. Like looking back now, I was doing like depressive sort of music. It wasn't really hitting at that time. A lot of the pain rap. The game, how the game is now, my music would have went.
It would have suited
But
it more.
them times it was like Young Bane, Kojo, D-Block Europe, like that melodic shit where everyone was trying to do.
Tion Wayne early stages and all that.
Yeah, and like Mist, Mo Stack, and all of that was kind of it was that gen. So I wasn't
Hardy
doing.
Caprio or not.
Yeah, I wasn't doing them club songs and that. You get me. So that never really worked for me. Kept it going though till like I said, 2021. So I bought my own camera, gimbal, lighting. Said to my brethren who's a producer, I was like, yo, you're gonna shoot all my shit, and we're gonna figure this shit out. So I was editing my own music videos, running YouTube back end myself, doing all my uploads. Like was running like 16 weeks. I think I did one video every week for 16 weeks.
So down.
Yeah, so me and my director my producer would go out on a Wednesday, we'd shoot Thursday, I would edit literally, and then boom, Friday 7 p.m. out. Did that for 16 weeks. Only reason I stopped is because I had a project dropping. I wish I didn't stop still. I wish I just kept it going, but I didn't. And then
What was they? All music videos? Like
yeah. So I'd make this because I built a studio in my back garden at the time, Bad Boy Studio. So I was just recording, and it was lockdown as well. So like 19, 20, to 2020. So I'm just locked in, and I'm like, yo, whatever musically, content-wise, I need to learn myself. I'm gonna learn it so I don't have to pay a producer, pay an engineer. So I learned to produce, learned to mix my own vocals, learned to edit music videos, learned to do like, you know, the thumbnails, the YouTube thumbnails, learned to do all of that. So I'm just a one-man band now. I've got my laptop here, microphone here. I can make this song, I can edit this video, I can make this beat. And I was just a powerhouse, just doing my own thing. And then what was the turning point? Had a meeting with my accountant, and he's like, yo, you're gonna have a big tax return to file. So I'm saying, what do you mean? These times I don't really know nothing about that. He's saying, yo, you've put like 54K through your personal business account this year. Like, how the fuck are we getting around that? So I'm saying, what do you mean? But obviously it's just me paying out more time, but it's going through my bank and that. Paying producers, paying engineers, paying videographers, paying models, actors, you know how it goes, all of that shit. So I'm spending bread, and I'm thinking, nah, bro, this ain't mathing. Like, at the time, my Spotify's making like £300 a month, and I'm like, bro, I'm spending bands, bro, like, this is stupid. And I start to feel like life is kind of moving away, and I'm on this music shit, and I'm like, nah, bro, like, this was not even something that I wanted to do. It was something that I was good at. The man them gassed me to do it. I set up a business first, then I got back on the music. It wasn't even in my heart to really do, you get it? So, boom, I got back to the business now. So, I'll bring you up to speed now. So that's the music thing covered, boom. So, I'm driving through the area where my mum lives, and I see a local shop up for grabs, but it's in a banging location. It was always been running as a food place. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna try get this shop. You get me? Them times I'm heavy on my spiritual shit as well. So I'm like meditating, I'm manifesting, I'm doing all this like self-development work and that. And in my head, I can just picture that I'm gonna get this shop in it. This is gonna sound crazy to some people, but to me, it's just normal. So at the time, I didn't have enough bread to do the shop in it. I thought, let me go view it. So when I've gone to view it now, the estate agent was a fan of my music, bro. How crazy is that? So I'm transitioning now from music to business. But when I've got to the meeting, the estate agent's like, don't you remember me? I'm saying, nah. He's like, we was on a night out in Coventry. There was about 16 of us. He's like, my boys listen to your music as well. They wanted to get a picture. So I'm like, I remember, because obviously I man take pictures and that whatever all the time. But 16 people like in a big group shot, I remember that. So I'm like, yeah, I remember. He's like, I took the picture. I'm like, oh, crazy. I'm saying, like, look at that, you get me, whatever. So anyway, rapping with him, look around the building. It's a ground floor unit, innit? So the shop's on the ground floor, and there's 2 stories above it, so 3 stories in total. Big flat upstairs. Agent's telling me the landlord wants me to take both. Flat and shop, they don't want different tenants. So I'm saying, I kind of only want the shop. It's going to be a headache for me. Because at that time, I'm not like into property. I'm not learning about HMO and all of that. So I'm a bit like, nah. Anyway, I view it. Boom. I get videos, pictures of the unit, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm a tap in with you. I said, what's your name? He said his name's Kane. My name's Kane. I'm like, this is crazy now. Like, man's manifested this. I've came. I don't really have the bread patterned. And the estate agent's got the same name as me, even spells it the same. And he's a fan of my music. So I'm like, this is crazy.
Signs.
Yeah, signs. So I'm like, raw. So I take my man's number anyway. He's like, because of who you are and I know you and that, I'm going to let you know what all the other people are offering, because he's like, loads of people are trying to get this building right now. And when I'm driving past, I know he's not chatting shit because I'm seeing people viewing it and that. I'm thinking, yo, how am I going to get it? So I'm just debating it now, talking to a couple of people, whatever. I get a call off one of my producers. He's in the studio with these guys from Liverpool that want to do a song with me, but they're like early in their music career, like they've got 100 followers and shit. And obviously at the time I'm like, don't really serve me.
Sense.
But he'd called me about 3 times previously. Every time these guys come down from Liverpool, they were like, Fox, boom, let's try do something with Fox. So this one specific day, I was chilling in my house, wasn't doing that.
What type of music was they making?
They're rappers as well, innit? These Scousers.
Similar to how your
Not really, but we probably could have done something if I really wanted to, but I wasn't even feeling it. I thought, you know what, let me go. So when I get to the studio, I end up chatting with the main guy, innit? He's like, what you up to, what you on? I'm saying, bro, I'm not even really in the music headspace, but you, man, want to meet up with, man. I'm round the corner, producer's my boy, like, it's calm. So I've met up with him. He's like, oh, forget the music. He's like, what you up to, what you planning, what you doing? I said, yo, I'm looking to open a food shop, you know. I'm looking at a place. I've just not long viewed it. He's like, oh, swear. He's like, what's your credit score saying? And at the time, my credit score was decent. I've only ever had one job in my life, bro. I did Hermes, delivering for like 6 months, yeah. And at that point in my life, bro, I felt like I was at rock bottom, bro. Like, could you imagine I got 10, 20 million views on YouTube and I'm delivering parcels, bro? Like, it don't get no realer. And like, I'm delivering these parcels and certain times, like, man are coming to the door like, yes, Fox. Like, I was just listening to you, like, all that, yeah. Like, they're gas, but I'm raw, slightly embarrassed, fam. I'm thinking, yo, my life's a mess, bro. Like, these times I'm a failed rapper, like, straight, I've tried my best, didn't work. I'm like, fuck the music shit, whatever. Anyway, boom, I'm in the studio with these Liverpool guys now. He's like, what's your credit score saying? But because I took the job at Hermes and built my score up, my score was decent. It was like 750 or something. So I said, oh, it's like over 7, like 750. He's like, yo, I got a link. I can pattern loans. So I'm saying, all right. But with a pinch of salt, I'm thinking he's capping. You know, man, come to you with these little schemes and that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So anyway, we carry on chatting, whatever. I leave the studio, boom. 2 days later, he calls me. He's like, yo, send me a login for that thing. I'm going to try exercise this link for you. I said, all right, safe. Boom. He's logged in. She changed some details around. He's phoned me back. He's like, yo, go on the app now and check if you're getting approved for anything, can it? Bearing in mind, I'm on the app all the time, checking, and nothing's coming up like before I've met my man. Boom. I've checked, I'm pre-approved for 10 quid, yeah? Straight, fam, I can see it there saying triple lot guaranteed. I'm gassed now because I'm viewing this building and I'm thinking, yo, I've got the vision, but I ain't got the bread. How am I going to do it? Boom. So I've applied, bro. The 10 quid's gone in my bank within like an hour, bro.
So
Both. It's there. You can see it. I'm like, yeah, all right. I don't really think I've got enough.
What year is this?
This is 2021. So, 1 second, yeah.
So the interest rates weren't through the roof,
No,
though.
it wasn't them times. Just giving out loans easy.
Yeah, the rates were decent. I think it was 16% or something. So on 10 quid, you'll pay back 12 and a half over 3 years. So it was like 2.5 quid over 3 years. Who else is going to give me that? So, yeah, boom, got the money. It's in my bank. So I'm like, I still haven't got enough bread. But I could probably wing it and make it work. So I call back my guy now, clean-hearted. I said to him, bro, I've been accepted for this 10 quid. I said, yo, I've been accepted for this 10 quid. You know what he said to me? He said, Fox, you're my boy. We've become friends, like, doing this thing. Like, we've been chatting on the phone, whatever. He's like, I normally take 10% of the money, you know, as a finder's fee situation. Look, so you know I'm not chatting shit. This was the day it went in my bank.
Okay.
You see that, yeah? So, boom. And then that was the rate. You see the 16% APR and the monthly payments. You get me?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool, safe. I got 10 quid to play with. It's £350 a month to pay this loan back. Surely I can make something happen. You get me? So, cool. So he's basically saying he's going to waive his finder's fee of this 10%. I can keep the money, basically. So I'm saying, all right, cool. So I call the agent with a bit more confidence now because I'm like, yo, I can half do this now. So I'm saying to him, oh, like, what's the play? He's saying, oh,
What's the state of the shop?
it was already a cash, so it's in pretty decent condition. I got pictures on it, I'll show you in a minute. So it's already been running as a calf, but it's been closed for like 3 months, so it's not like too bad. It was greasy and that, but it wasn't bad. Like, it didn't need loads of work. There was already, everything was kind of patterned, because sometimes you get a shell unit where it's like there's not even no floor down, you got to do everything.
That's the gym.
Yeah, I can imagine, bro. So call the agent. He's saying there's 2 more interested parties that want the building. One's offering a longer term on the lease, and another party's offering to take the downstairs and the upstairs. You're just offering to take the downstairs. So really, you need to take both, and you need to extend your term. So I've done that. I said, all right, cool, I'll revise my quote. Obviously, at this time, when you meet the agent, you're doing it all through email, innit? So I've emailed him, sent him all the bits. I've said, yeah, this is my offer. This is what I'm willing to offer. He's called me back. He's like, still not enough. Landlord wants to go with this other party. So I'm thinking, fuck. So boom. In the initial advert that they've posted online, they've put, they want £21,600 per year, but they're willing to drop it down to 20k for the year. So I'm doing maths. I'm like, 21.6 divided by 12 is £1,800 a month. 20 bags divided by 12, 1660 or something like that. So I'm thinking, bro, this shop is in the ends, like 2 seconds from my mum's. I'm thinking, bro, I can't lose out on this opportunity for £140 a month. Fuck that. Call back the agent. I'm like, listen, I'll take it on an extended term as long as you give me a 3-year break in the lease. I'll take it for 10 years or whatever it was. Or did I take? I think I took it for 6 with a 3-year break. Yeah. And I said, I'll pay the 21.6, what you originally asked for.
So when you're doing all this bartering with the lease situation, where's this knowledge coming from?
Bro, for the last 10 years, bro, I have been learning. There's so much shit in my brain, I don't even know how, but from everything from property to get rich quick schemes, e-com, YouTube, content, music. I've just been learning it all every night. Get in bed, put some shit on YouTube, learn some shit. Start following people, message people, speak to people, get mentors. So I just was getting like, I can't remember who I was speaking to at the time, but people were kind of talking to me at the time saying, don't do this and don't do that and rare. Yeah, actually a friend of my mum's, he's big in property. He put me onto a guy that was like similar age group, and I spoke to my man on the phone quickly. He called me on no caller ID, like he wasn't even trying to have that relationship, but he'd done it through my man, like, yeah, I'll call him. He called me, no caller ID, I answered him, just was like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Psh, that's it, I'm out. Didn't speak to him again, kind of thing. So I went back to the landlord, boom, put all them things in place. So much things I was learning, like, okay, cool. So now I've got to a stage where I've offered them the 21.6. They've said yes. They're happy to do the break in the lease at 3 years. Because I'm thinking, yo, if I ain't got this shit popping by 3 years, they can have the building back anyway. Fuck it, yeah? So, boom, get all the lease sorted now. Now we're in negotiation phase, yeah? So, in the advert online, they're saying that they're going to allow the tenant the right to sublet the building above the shop, yeah? So, we've given the lease to solicitors now on both sides, yeah? I'm just about to sign the lease. I got an email from the estate agent saying the landlord's changed her mind and now she's saying that you can't sublet the building. Only family or staff can live above. I'm like, nah, bro. How am I going to get around this?
What was the reason for the change?
I don't have a clue, bro. I just think they were thinking...
that he's going to...
What?
Crop in
knows
there or
what they're thinking. I don't know, yeah? But I'm not having it. So I'm calling my solicitor and I'm saying, yo, I don't want this building then. Because I'm saying if the business downstairs takes 2 to 3 years or whatever to get popping, I'm going to need the income from upstairs to make the thing work, innit? So my solicitor's like, well, I don't really know. She goes, 1 second. She goes on the ad. She finds where it says sublet. So she screenshots it, sends it back and just hardballs them and says, listen, the whole deal's dead. You advertised online to say that the right to sublet was. Now we're in negotiations. You're trying to pull this fast one. So not only will we pull out, but you'll be subject to the legal fees. Boom. That was it. They called back like, yeah, nah, you can sublet. Had I not known that, they would have took the piss. So boom,
and
now.
that's a real thing, like,
yeah, they
that's
try
why
it,
you gotta
bro.
get solicitors involved in all those kind of things.
They definitely try it. But then that being said, with the solicitors thing, I'll touch bases on this a bit later down. Bro paid a mad legal fee. I would never do that again. I would never take a lease on a unit now and use solicitors. Bro, I wouldn't. I'd read through the lease myself because I know what I'm looking for. If it's a 50-page lease, I will read that one page every day till I'm happy with it, move to page 2, move to page 3. I'll ask ChatGPT what the fuck that means, or Google, or one of my mentors. Bro, legal fees are a madness. Anyway, so
what?
I know you feel that pain.
So what? The solicitors make you incur charges with legal fees, but if you read it yourself, you don't have those legal fees.
Nah, but you've got to convince them that you can operate at a level where you can do that.
That's what it was like for the gym. Remember, like, Gage was supposed to sort out the lease on mine.
Yeah.
And I was getting calls saying they're going to pull out of the deal for the place that I got. I'm phoning my man saying, yo, what have you done? Like, yo, rare. So I've phoned the people that's in charge of it, which is a company, because the building's owned by BT. But but they've got people running their assets basically. They're saying, oh yeah, basically we're not moving fast enough. We're not doing this, that, and the other. I said, all right, I'm gonna take back control. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure everything that you need and what's required, we're gonna get sorted. So now I'm moving. I don't know nothing about leases.
You have to learn it all.
Yeah, I'm getting quotes from solicitors, 12 bags plus, bro.
Racks.
Yeah. I'm I'm having to go into this mode that I didn't ever think I had to whilst doing whatever else I'm doing. And like he says, it's all about, you got to read through every little thing.
Yeah.
You got to make sure there's nothing that's going to come back to you. Because remember, if you're stuck in for 10 years,
You're locked in.
yeah, you're locked in. But 5 years, there's going to be changes regardless. You get what I'm saying?
Of
There's
course.
they can lift the price on you after 5 years. There's so many different things within the lease, whether it comes down to even all of the ceiling, the condition of ceiling, the walls, what you're responsible for,
Yeah,
all
so
of that
this,
stuff.
this is what a lot of people don't understand. So, say for instance, say you was going to take a unit on, you didn't really know what go on. The first protocol is you go and view it, you say you want it, boom. They'll say to you, send your offer over via email because they want a paper trail of everything,
Everything.
So you send the offer, it gets accepted or it doesn't. If it gets accepted, then you're in a void where you're just waiting, and then they'll send you a template lease, which is like a 95% complete lease. You might look at it and say, oh, I don't like that, change that.
That's what I'm going through right now.
Yeah, but when that happens, you can't do nothing. Your solicitor has to do it, but your solicitor's probably got a caseload of 40 other fucking jobs, so they're taking a month, 2 months to reply to this email about this little thing that's minor but just needs changing. And obviously, like, businesses is seasonal as well, so you might be looking to open in the summer and it's like Feb, and you're like, yo, I ain't trying to wait till June, July. So you're trying to get like a bit aggy with these corporate people, and they're like, you know how it is, and it's just long, bro. So
Exactly what's going on right now.
yeah, you're back and forth with these people, and they're just not. They don't give a shit, bro.
Especially when it comes to the corporate people or
They
the
don't
larger
care.
scale units as well.
They don't give a fuck.
And then when it comes to council, because obviously depending on the business, you're gonna need certain permissions.
Permissions. And sometimes what they'll do is like, they'll rope you in. They'll say, pay the deposit, and then we will allow you to wait to see if you get planning permission. If you do, then we'll give you your deposit. No, if you do, then we'll give you the unit. We'll give you the right to sign the lease and take the unit. If you don't get the planning, you get your deposit back. But like, the deposit might be 6 months and the unit might be 80 bags. So you've got 40 bags tied up for 6 months, and you're thinking, bro,
mental.
I don't know if the council are going to allow me to do this permission shit. Long, bro.
Mental.
So I just learnt so much. And then back to my one now. So it's gone to solicitors now. I never had a fucking clue. So I open my laptop, I go on Google, bam, I pick the first solicitor that I see. That's like, they're like ranking high on Google or whatever. Go with them, boom, long thing. 4 months I'm waiting. So from December 2021, I didn't get the keys for the building till the 1st of April 2022. So I done refurb all through April, all through May, and I opened the 6th of June 2022. So this June will be 3 years.
Okay.
So,
and this is all with the loan money.
yeah, so back to the loan money. So after about a week of me getting pre-approved for the 10K, I woke up, like I said, I'm meditating, I'm on this spiritual journey. I had this feeling, bro, to just check my clear score thing again. I've checked it again, pre-approved for another 10 quid. Buff, done it. It's gone straight in my bank again. So there's 20 now. I'm like, bro, I can do this, man. Fucking hell. I've been living my life on peanuts for time, bro. 20 bags, I can do something with it. Cool, so. Yeah, boom, the 20 bags is in, safe. So there's loads of little things they're trying to pull fast ones with. At the time, I had a look at the lease, and my solicitor was like, they're not allowing the right security of tenure. She's like, do you know what that means? And I'm like, no. So I had to Google it while she's on the phone. And it's basically, when your lease is up, it's the right for you to extend without the landlord saying no, yeah? So, say for instance you've built a business over the last 10 years and it's doing,
there, mate.
yeah, say the business is doing 20 grand a week, $1 million a year, and your landlord decides they want to sell the building, yeah, which they're allowed to do, they can do that, but your lease supersedes who owns the building. So say Mr. John down the road owns the building. He can sell that building, but you're still the lease. You're still the tenant. You're basically the under tenant, so they can sell the property, but you can stay in. If you don't have security of tenure, they can come to you and go, your lease is up, see you later, boom, bam, and then like you're finished.
You're gonna have to set up somewhere else.
Yeah, bro, that could fuck your whole business up, bro. I've heard about businesses that were like on one side of the road, a small unit, got it really busy. They went over the road to a bigger unit, and customers are just like, it's like they feel like you ain't the people no more, or maybe that was more efficient for them when they're parking, and like sometimes it just fucks up your whole business. You could move over the road and that's a one-way street, and now no one don't come there, it can kill your business. So learned a lot of stuff. So yeah, they tried fucking about with the sublet rights. Security of tenure was a madness. And then I went back to view it just before I signed the lease, like a week before, and there was a roof leak on the 3rd floor. So I'm saying to them, no, that was it. I've took my mum with me. She's just like, she don't give a fuck. Like, she's just uprooted everything, yeah? She's not here for it. So she's going around looking at everything. She's like, what's that on the wall? What's that mold, yeah? So we've gone upstairs into one of the bedrooms. There's a leak in it. She's touched the ceiling like that, but it's just gone boom. Like, bare plaster on the floor and it's all fucked, yeah? So I'm like, oh my days. The lease is done now. Everything's patterned. My solicitors are waiting for their money. That was like a $4,000 solicitor bill. They want 3 years deposit. No, 3 months deposit, sorry. So all in total, it's like just under 9 quid. Was it? Just under 10 quid. It was 9,600. Yeah, it was 9,600. Boom. So how do I play it now? There's this leak. So they're trying to push me to sign a lease now, and I'm saying, yo, what I want for this roof, bro? Like, I didn't even want the flat. You've coerced me into fucking taking the flat on. I just want the shop. So boom, now I'm saying, nah, I don't want the flat. I want the shop. Fuck that. Whatever. They're like, oh, nah. Like, it's no deal if you don't take the flat at this point. So I'm saying, get the roof fixed. Cool. So they pulled a fast one, bro. Imagine. They've said to me, oh yeah, right, we'll get the roof fixed. So cool. They've apparently had the roof fixed, yeah? So I've gone back there, ceiling's been done, it's all been painted and that. I'm like, looks okay. So I've said, send me invoice for the work, what you've had done to the roof. And I want personal guarantee off the roofer or the company. So if ever there's an issue with that, it's not me, it's him, because any roofer gives warranty, obviously. So they were like, yeah, okay. So like, they make me wait for weeks now. And then they send over the invoice for the works that the roofer's done. But there's certain things on there that I'm like, he's whacked them in it because they're a commercial company. He's obviously whacked them. So I'm looking at the invoice. It's like 15 bills for this minor roof repair. Yeah, I'm thinking, raw. He's saying he's done all this extra shit. So at the time, I was at my boy's studio. Yeah, he's got a drone on the side. I said, borrow me that drone. No word of a lie. Pulled up over the road, sat in my car, flew the drone up. Viewed the whole roof.
Man said, borrow me the drone, you borrowed him, bro. I had a drone the other day, bro. It just flew off, bro.
You know, he sounds like James Bond, bro. God, you know all these terminologies and boom, like.
It was nuts. At the time, I remember, like, when I got the money through, I was okay. So I got a new car and that. And like I said, I flew to the studio. My boy had a drone, pulled up.
Closer to the mic, though. Closer to the mic.
Shit, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so boom. I'm over the road. I flew the drone up. 4K, broad daylight. I'm scanning this whole roof now. And I've took like an 8-minute video of the roof. And there's bare things on there that I can see they ain't done. So I'm now going back to them and I'm saying, yo, my man's tore you a new one, innit? Like, he's give you this big invoice for all this work, but he hasn't done it. So they're like, oh, like, it's nothing to do with us and that. They're trying to put it on the roofer. So the roofer turns up at the shop one day to come speak to me. No. How does it go? This time I still haven't signed the lease. So yeah, he personally guarantees the works on the lease. Yeah, I signed the lease. Boom, that's it. It's done now. Paid the 9,600 to the agent, whatever, to the landlord, all of that. Yeah. So my deposit's paid. Lease is signed. My solicitors give me a $4,000 legal bill, and then I've read through the lease. After my solicitor's done all his work in it, and I remember, I'll never forget the day. There's this Jewish guy. He lives like 2 minutes away from the shop. He's like in his 70s. Me and him just end up being cool, and he's on business, so we speak about shit. So he was like, one day we were talking, and he was like, "Where's your lease? Have you got it?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Go and get it for me, and I'll have a look." Bridging, I'll never forget the day. It was summer, and we were sat outside the shop, and my man was vexed, bro. He's flicking through the lease, and he's like, "Bro, you're completely naked. You're not protected anywhere." He's like, "What have you paid for?" I'm saying, "What do you mean?" He's like, "There's bare things in here that they're fucked." He's like, "They've give you an annual insurance thing that you have to pay. They've got people coming in to survey the property while you're a tenant that you have to pay for." This is like racks, you know. Like, the insurance is a rack a year. They just want that in one go. Boom. The surveyor's like £2. And what was another thing? They can have the property valued at your expense. Bare things. Vex. I'm like, nah. I'm reading this lease, and he's saying to me, if you default on rent and you don't pay it within 7 days, they can evict you. Like, he's like, this is mad. There's bare mad things. He's like, suppose you broke your leg and you was in hospital and you couldn't get to the bank for a week. They'd kick you out the building. He's like, this is mad. So I learnt my lesson, and it read through the lease. I was like, cool. Then I decided, like, if I ever do anything again, I'm not going to use a solicitor. I'll just learn all this jargon myself, and I'll fucking do it myself. So yeah, that was that. Then we refurb the shop. We get the shop open. And yeah, bro, we're still going now.
What about the roof? You sorted out the roof?
Yeah, so roof now, it was all sorted for a while. It started leaking again. And the agents are saying, talk to the roofer. So I'm calling this roofer now. And I'm saying to my man, listen, the roof's leaking. Like, you need to come do it. Yeah, mate, I'll get down there. My man ain't getting down for shit, bro. Calling him. He comes one day, and he just looked like a dodgy guy in it. So I'm saying to him, mate, what's going on with the roof? He's like, I'm just waiting for a set of ladders. I said, you're a roofer and you ain't got ladders. Guy was annoying me, bro. So he's saying, I had these 2 lads on and they were working for me, but they've done all the work. I said, they've done all the work. Boom. Press play on the video. Because he don't know I've got it. Not even the estate agents know that I've got it. I just know that they haven't done it. So I was like, do you know what? Save the bullshit. Make the roofer personally guarantee it. And if anything happens with the roof, he's got to fix it. Played the video. My man's like, oh my, these old school geezers. He's probably thinking, how the fuck have you got camera footage of the roof? You probably don't even know what a drone is, bro. So showing him, he's like, oh mate, they've done me over and that. This is what happens when you hire staff and all that. And I said, yeah, that's all cool, mate, but the roof's leaking, like what you're saying. Anyway, he never ends up coming back. So I paid to have the roof done out of my pocket, yeah? Because it was just getting long. I wanted to get tenants in and all that shit, and they were longing me out. So I paid to have the roof done myself. And then the next month, I discount it off the rent. Boom, send it. Because obviously at this point, everyone's blanking me. They're acting all dumb and that. But you see, when I've hit them now with the
deduction.
Yeah, deduction. Now they're vexed. They're calling me. I said, listen, you've made your roofer come and do the work. He's done the work, supposedly. Now it's leaking. That don't fall on me. I've called him. I'm sending you emails every time I call him. I'm like, yo, it's the 11th of March. 10 a.m. just called your mate Billy, whatever his name is. He's not answering. I've documented it. So like 6 times I've tried to call him, he's not answered. So I've said, look, it was £400 to have the roof done. Like, that's it. They tried a little bit and then they just stopped messaging about it, and that was it, innit? But I learnt my lesson there. Yeah, opened the shop, everything, boom, was all right, bro. Just kind of got to it, and then we're still going, innit? Nearly 3 years later. I haven't even hit the 3-year point. 3-year point is the 6th of June. So yeah, bro, madness. Transition from the music into the restaurant business, not having a fucking clue about food either.
That's what I was gonna
What
ask.
made you want to do food?
I just saw an opportunity. I got a family of good cooks and whatever. I thought I could probably pull it together. Like, it'd be fine, bro. Hardest thing I've ever done in my life, bro. There's been times where, you know, when you just question it all, like, fucking hell, man. Like, I've done all of this to do this, like, whatever. And then, yeah, slowly things have got better, and now, yeah, it's going well.
Where's the shop located?
Kings Norton. It's called Marjay's. So we do like Jamaican and street food, and we do like, you can build your own box, so you can put like curry goat with a chicken burger with rice and peas and mac and cheese, whatever. So you build your own, and it's slapping, bro. Like, TikTok's viral, people are coming through from everywhere. I've just started the digital ads, the marketing stuff, and that's going crazy now. Yeah, bro. I just wish I knew what I know now then, but obviously it's the process, isn't it?
So how do you go from it being the hardest thing or something where you're thinking, yo, why did I do this, to
all the things that you think are not important are the most important things. So, like, for instance, it's like learning how to train staff, sacking all your family, do not work with family. Tried it, doesn't work. Admin things can come back and bite you, and it can fuck you. Like, you're just burying your head because you're thinking, I don't really understand this, and my business is popping, I'm making peas. And then some letter comes through that you missed, and it's like, whoa. Or you do 100 bags that year, and your accountant's like, you've passed the VAT threshold. Have you got the 20K to pay this VAT bill? 20K for what, bro? Mine was like, brother, if you ain't got this 20K, you need to set up a new company and hope that they don't come for you. I'm saying, nah, bare things I learned. So loads of stuff, bro, like, where you actually like deep it. Because in your head, you're like, I've got $2,000 in my business account. I'm balancing everything. Taxman's like, nah, bro, you've had all this revenue go through your bank. You were supposed to be keeping 20% of it aside. For me, where is it? And it's like, fam, because you're in your head, you're like, I've only got £2 there in the account, and I've just been paying my staff and paying my bills, and they're like, no. Don't work like that. So
that's the tax, what, VAT.
then there's corporation
PAYE,
tax. Then there's PAYE. Then there's dividend tax. Because this is what a lot of people don't understand. It's like, if you set up a business, it's a separate entity to you. So that money belongs to the company. If you want to take that money from the company into your personal account, there's a process of doing that. And in that process, they're whacking you for some tax, that you weren't aware of. So when you're looking at that 40, 50K thinking, yeah, bro, I'm nice, it's probably 32 by the time you get it out. Little things like that.
Crazy country that we're in, and that's going up.
Yeah, it's going up. It's mad, bro. And like, now I weigh up the options of running a business in Dubai and running a business here, and I'm like, if my business was 30% of what it is now, I'd make more money in Dubai. Do you know how mad that is, bro? To know that if I make £1 million in a year in the UK, I'm losing best part of 450 bags. But if I go to Dubai, they're taking like 80 grand, 90 grand. Like right now, there's 0% on tax, so like you're not paying fuck all. But I think in 2027, they're gonna up it to 9%. So 9% of $1 million, come on, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I will go over there, I will figure that shit out, I will work it all out, and it might take me a year to do that, or even 2 or 3 or 5. Still gonna be better off than being here, bro.
Still gonna be better off. That's the mad thing.
Trust me, bro. It's crazy.
It's a crazy position. So in terms of actually the running of the business, the learning of things, and then getting to a stage where you're saying to yourself, if I knew what I knew now, things would be different. You gotta talk us through that process because not everyone does that, bro. Like in terms of people open businesses, see a few hurdles, stumbles, and then they either fold or they stay the same. You get what I'm saying? There's no scaling or there's no intention to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Obviously, I don't know fuck all about this game. So when the lease is signed and I know, boom, I've got the keys. Every single night I'm watching YouTube videos, but I'm not watching like bullshit stuff. I'm watching like kitchen efficiency videos, how to run a kitchen, restaurant fucking do's and don'ts. Mainly Americans, because obviously their economy and their level of business compared to the UK is like up here and the UK is down here. This is another thing that you need to understand. Like, if you're trying to find information, the Americans have it because they've been doing it for years, and we're just getting to it now. So, like their access to to funding and loans and credit cards and credit scores and all of that stuff, they've been doing it for how long? We followed them. We're like 10, 20 years behind them. So I was watching all this shit and I'm learning. Remember, I've opened a shop and I've called it Marjay's because it's going to be my mum predominantly cooking and that. And then we're doing 7 days a week, 8 till 8, 12-hour shifts. And I'm like, bruv, this is not it, bro. I'm doing like 80-hour weeks. Like, it's a lot, bro. Me and my mum are clashing because obviously she's got the perception in her head, you're my son, you're my youngest son at that. So when I'm asking her to do little things around the shop and that, she's just like, it's bare, you know, Jamaican mums, it's a mad thing anyway, it's crazy. So the very first day we opened the shop, I wouldn't say I sacked her, but I was like, this ain't gonna work. I ain't meant to feel like this on day one. This is supposed to be we're supposed to be gas. Like, I'm the first one in the family to do a business. Like, this is supposed to be a good feeling, and me and you's clashing. But remember, the building's quite small, so like the kitchen's right there and the front of the shop's right there. So me and her are like arguing, and I'm trying to hold my volume, and she's just, I don't give a fuck, and one bag of things, but customers can hear it in the front, bro. I know they can. Yeah. So it got to where we was just clashing. So I said to my mum, yo, you know what? Let's just allow it. So I closed. This is within the first week of me opening. So I closed the shop for like a week now, and I just hired a chef.
How did you do that?
This is the thing. I winged it because remember, I've hired a chef and I've told the chef. Remember, I ain't got much bread at the time because I've spent half on the lease, half on the fit out. There's no working capital. I don't even know what working capital is at this time. I'm like, bro, I just gotta go to the butcher, buy shit, and bro, there's so much more to it than that. There's uniforms, there's stock, there's so much things, bro. And you just think it, fucking hell. So packaging, carrier bags, then you got your insurance, then you got to do your food safety regulations and all of them things, bro. Madness. So I hire a chef. And I promised them a salary. They don't know I ain't got fuck all in my bank right now. You get me? So anyway, run it.
Who's this chef though? Like, where did it come from?
This is another thing.
That you know?
I was clueless. Yeah. I literally was speaking to the man them and said, I need a chef. And one of the man them was like, yo, my boy's sister is a sick chef. She's came, bro. And yeah, bro, it wasn't what I signed up for, but I had no options in it. So she comes, tattoos, all scatty and that. I'm like, bro, it's going to have to work. Yeah. So remember, like, it's been a week, sacked off my mum. My mum's obviously pissed. And then I've opened a shop, peak summer, June. It's blowing. You get me? Everyone's heard it's my shop. But I'm not pushing the shop through my music page or nothing. I'm just like, yo, I need to figure this shit out. I'm not blowing it up till I know, hand on heart, the food's banging and everything's patterned in it. But people are hearing, Fox has got a shop. So people are coming and it's getting busy. Anyway, we do $8,000 the first month. Okay. I've never seen £8 like that in my bank. Like, I'll be real with you. So I'm like, yo, this is kind of sick. Like, I'm doing all right. And then I've paid everyone, paid the butchers, paid the staff, Not really left with that much bread at the end of it, but I thought, yo, it's all right. It's a start, innit? Like, I'm still going. So yeah, keep persevering. Sack off that chef after the first month now. I'm like, was getting a couple of complaints of that. She kept missing days. But I didn't know she's missing days because I had her doing 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts. So obviously she's flagging now, but she feels bad because she's signed up to it. I just didn't have a clue. So she's like blocking her Instagram story from me seeing and going to raves and that. Yeah. And it's peak summer, bare people are in the shop. I'm thinking, yo, how am I going to do this, bro? I'm starting to cook myself. Yeah. It was a mess, bro, at the start. It was a mess. Then I found a next chef. My sister brought this yard man to me and was like, yo, we can cook. Fam. Mama could cook still, but...
You know what the problem is? They start at the beginning they can, but then they start... Once they start getting their feet under, they start getting lazy.
He come and the food weren't up to scratch in it. Okay. Like, me and my pops, like, was trying to reason with him and we're saying, yo, you need to add a little bit more. You need to add a little bit more seasoning to these food, guys. It's not really hitting. And my man's saying, that's how we do it in Jamaica. And what do you know about food? And when's the last time you went to Jamaica? He's asking me all these things and that, So it's all crazy and that. And then end up keeping my man for a while, for about a year. Then we end up getting rid of my man. And then my brother happens to know a chef that was his chef when he visits Jamaica. So the chef had happened to meet a woman from the UK that was trying to get him back. So my brother never said nothing to me. He's like, I wasn't going to tell you till it patterned. Anyway, one time it's my birthday and it's been like, the shop's been open about a year now. I'm into the swing of it. I'm in the kitchen cooking, banging out orders, and I've actually become a sick chef because, just every day doing it. No one's complaining about the food, nothing. I'm doing everything. Jerk chicken, curry goat, the lot, bro. Everything, yeah. My mum's doing little bits as well. She's just coming in, doing her thing and getting off because me and her can't do the working together thing. And then it's my birthday and I had a little family barbecue at the shop. And my brother was like to me, you know that chef I told you about who's just come over from Jamaica? He's like, my man's here, like fully. He's like, let me video call him. Long story short, video calls him. My man comes, works at the shop. Bosses it up for like a year. Everyone's raving. Shop starts to get busy now. I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually decent now. You get a good chef and you get me, it starts to work out. So yeah, that happened. And then I got to a stage where people were asking for veggie options. And my man, his veggie options, it was something that he doesn't really do. So he just wasn't great at the veggie options. So I was on Dudley Road, ended up going in a food shop over there, got some food one day, food was banging, and the veggie options were banging.
What was that? What shop?
Talk of the Town.
Okay.
So went in there, got some, what did I think I got? A red pea soup and like some, I went through a little stage of trying to go veggie at that time as well, and people were asking for veggie food in the shop, so I was sampling places.
Okay.
And on a brazen one, I'd gone into the shop one day, and I was ordering food, and I've just shouted to the back, like, who cooked this food? Because you could see through. Yeah. And my man's looked back. So he's come to the front. I'm saying, wow, I say, yo, I need a chef, He's like, yeah. But he's kind of looking at me as if to say, this shoot's brave, bruv. The way how you've just come in and done that. So I'm saying, yeah, but I'm in Kings Norton. Yeah. You're in the ghetto. There's no competition. I'm saying, on the days that you're not here, come to me. So he's kind of looking at me, and the girl at the front's looking as if to say, don't you dare. My man Ra give me his number, innit?
Say that.
But after now, he's told me that at the time, the vibes weren't really great between
them. Yeah.
Yeah, so he left me in the lurch for like 2 months. He wasn't answering, and he's like, yo, so I'm not even really feeling that again. And anyway, stayed on him. One day he's phoned me, he's like, I'm going to come give you a shot. And bro, since he's come, madness, bro.
I got a question. How did you deal with the negative feedback from when chefs were messing up the food, and how did you get around that? Because that can be make or break to a food business.
Yeah.
That can tarnish your whole name. Like I know some businesses that haven't.
Well, there's a girl in King Standing. Yeah, she's opened up a restaurant and she's gone viral because there's someone that made a complaint about the restaurant. And I don't know if the business is still booming, but bare interaction on the post saying, yeah, the restaurant's dead, this, that, and the other. So I can see how if one person makes a negative comment about the food, that can have a massive impact on
I'll
the
tell you,
business.
like, I went through everything, bro. So when I first opened, stupid mistake I made. It wasn't really mine, but I kind of allowed it to happen. So I feel like in life, you just have to take responsibility for everything. As soon as you start blaming people, bro, you fucked. Anyway, so I've got the keys to the place, gone to Bohemian, there was an event there, boom, in there, whatever, little celebration, took my mum, my brethren, couple people. I'd rented out the flat upstairs, so the girl who rented the flat out, she came out with us. And in Bohemian now, my ex-girl from 10 years ago was in there. And my mum was cool with her. My mum always got on with her and still would speak to her to this day. So my mum, like, oh yeah, we're celebrating. He's just took on this new place and da da da. But she's from that area as well. So she's like, where? And obviously my mum's like, yeah, this place. And she's like, oh, I'll come and help if you want. So I'm out the question now. I'm by the bar. I'm ordering drinks for everyone and whatever. My mum has colluded, bruv, with this gal and told her to start working in the shop. So when I've come in the shop on the Monday now, the gal's just in the shop working on the front and that, and I'm a late riser. So say the shop opens at 10, I've come down at lunchtime. This is already in full swing and I'm not happy about it, but I'm like, you know what? She actually was kind of good. Like she was patterning the checks and she was kind of like cooking the breakfast and helping on the front and that. And I was like, probably not the worst thing. She's my ex from 10 years ago, so I don't really know what she's on now. Imagine this, bro. One time, my brother's in the shop and he's called up his uncle that lives kind of local. My brother's from like other side of town, so he's called up his uncle. I'll never forget the time. He's put him on loudspeaker. He's called up his uncle. He's gone, yo, so he's like, yo, Fox has got a food shop, you know, close to where you are. So his uncle's like, what's the name of it? My brother's like, Marjay's. He's like, oh yeah, I've heard about it. He's got the local slags working in there. I'm like, oh my days, bro. Come out that this ex-girl is now on OnlyFans doing the most. And she's on the front of my shop and I don't even know until when I've realised now. And you know what's funny? A girl that I know, she messaged me one time. She'd moved to Australia to be a nurse. And she seen that this girl was working in my shop and she obviously knew who the girl was. So she hit me up and she was like, how you got such and such working in your shop? But I just took it straight away that she's hating. You know, you're doing something fresh and everybody's like messaging you and that. And you think, there's some hating and that. She's like, why would you have her working in your shop? But she's not really saying why. So I've just said, oh, you're a hater or whatever. And I've blocked her. Then later down the line, it's come out and I was like, nah. Bro, there's been bare things. And then imagine shortly after that, I've got rid of her, this same girl. I've said to her, you know what, like, let's just allow it now, whatever. And then about 2 weeks later, I'll never forget, I was in a shop by myself. Some white guy comes in, Birmingham City Council, lanyard on and that. So now I'm thinking, yo. Remember, like, you're waiting for your food safety, hygiene checks. You don't know when they're going to come. They just come. My man's come in and that. And he's looking around and he's like, we've had a complaint about this place. I'm from food hygiene. Bro. Yo, I wanted to, it was bad. Anyway, so I'm like, yeah, how can I help? And that, he's like, yeah, we've had a complaint. He's like, but before I get into it, he's like, have you sacked anyone recently? I said, yeah, I have, you know. And he started laughing. He said, it happens all the time. He said, listen, we've had complaints that you got rats running around during service while people are eating the food. So it doesn't really feel accurate to me. But he said, I can smell, I can see, it looks fresh. You get me? You can still smell the fresh paint, bro. We've only been open like 8 weeks. So he's like, I got to do my searches and that. I'm going to have to come in. I'm going to have to, like, you know, put the torches under your units and have a look around. He's done all that. He's like, no rat droppings, bullshit. Said whatever. He's like, yeah. He's got off. So that happened. And then naturally, like, you're chasing the Google reviews, innit? You're a new business. So we're trying to get the Google reviews up there. Every now and again, we're getting a shit one. Food was cold or food was shit. And, you know, you're getting bare of that. And then I started to realise, like, if someone likes food a certain way and they don't get it the way they like it, the way their nan did it, or
They're gonna complain.
they're gonna complain and say the food shit, bro, and the food was fine. You get me?
People are gonna complain regardless.
Yeah, so right now we're on 4.7 stars on Google, which is probably the highest of all Jamaican food shops in Birmingham. So like Mellows, Turtle Bay, all of them, yeah? Jamaica, everyone, so we're all right in it. But with Google, why it's mad is if you get like 5 or 6 bad reviews, you will never get back to 5-star. It will just hold you there at like 4.7 and you can never get above it. One time, I was on ChatGPT and I was like, I'm on 4.7 stars. What would it take me to get to 4.8? And I've got like 160 reviews, and it was like, you need another 280 reviews, 5-star, to go from 4.7 to 4.8. So I've basically got to get nearly double what I've got just to go 1 point up on the thing. It's mad. It's just mad the way Google works. It's crazy. So yeah, bro, learn a lot, bro.
So logistically, how are you scaling now? Like, because obviously off camera you spoke about mentoring and all those things.
So
this is an area that not a lot of people actually take or see themselves taking. Like, what's the thought process of this? Like,
so like when I was trying to figure it out, I never had no one I could really chat to. So what I'd done, I pushed myself into the space. So I went and I started eating out, talking to managers, talking to owners. Yo, what would you do differently if you was in my position?
One second. What time are we on?
1 hour 9.
Yeah, so started getting mentors, as I said, mentors in it. So I'm starting to speak to people.
So you was going out to different restaurants and actually talking to the managers,
meeting people. But remember, it's like, say you wake up one day and you're gonna open a gym, yeah. You forget that you probably know 10 people already that are in the gym space, but because you was never in that space, you didn't have no reason to chat to them. So I'm remembering now, like 6 months down the line of me opening my shop, I'm like, my boy's got a food shop, or my dad's brethren's got a food. So I start calling people and they're like, don't do it like that, do it like this, bro. What are you doing? So I'm learning things and start to get things get easier. I'm out the kitchen now. I'm not doing it. I got my chef and everything's flowing. I'm like, yeah, I got this under control now. And then like there's little things I've learnt along the line, like prepping and So you just learn it as you go. And then I felt like I said, I didn't really have many people to speak to. I had to go and find them. And then people just naturally started coming into the shop and talking to me about business. People that I know, random people. And then I started kind of like helping people with their businesses, like loads though. Like one time, one of my brothers, he lives out of town, and he came to the shop and he was chilling for the day and he was helping out and that. And in that one day, about 5 different people came in and just started talking about their business. And I just gave them bare free game and they got off. And my brother was like, one, how do you know all this shit to be telling them? And how do they know to come to you? And I'm like, I don't know, bro. And he was like, that's mad, bro. A man come in, he wants to open a barber shop. He's negotiating a lease. You've just told him how to fix that. A woman's come in, she's just opened a salon. She can't get no clients. You've just helped her pattern that. And then I'm bumping into these people like 6 months later and they're flying, bro. They're in new cars. They're like, oh my God, I done what you said. And now, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, I had this girl from Leeds. We did Leeds Carnival. And I ended up getting a bit chatting to her. And then she messaged me. She was like, I've started a hair removal business. You know, like the laser gun thing.
Yeah.
She's like, I got no clients. I've paid like 8K for this machine. Like, what should I do? So I was like, boom, this is what you're going to do. You're going to set up a Facebook, Instagram page for the business, yeah? And you're going to go onto the gram or Facebook and you're going to go and find all the pop-in salons or girls that do nails, anyone in the beauty industry that is all, they're running a page for a business. So they could be doing tanning, aesthetics, nails, whatever. I said, you're going to go onto their page and you're going to follow all of their followers off your Instagram because A, you know that they're in that space because they're following someone that is. And 2, they're probably a consumer of that service. And then you're going to do an automated message, typed out the automated message, use ChatGPT to help me do it, sent that. I said, what you're going to do, you're going to follow them and then you're going to leave a gap. So they're wondering like, who's this person? Give it 3-4 hours. You're going to send this cold, it's called cold outreach. So you message somebody that you don't know. You tell them what you do, what you charge, where you're based. Introduction, basically. Hey, babe, I do this, da-da-da-da-da. Boom. I said, spend 1 hour a day doing this. I said, go on Facebook, go on Instagram, join all the Facebook groups in your area. Because she'd was living in Leeds and moved to this little side bit of Leeds where she didn't really know no one. So she got in all the Facebook groups, started messaging people. Boom. I've messaged her like 4 months later, ain't heard nothing back from this girl. Like, she's like, yo, it's popping. Like, she's like, she got repetitive strain, bro, from using this gun and had to go to hospital. She had to get these injections in her arm and all this crazy shit because she's just on this laser shit. So I was like, yo, I'm kind of good at this now. Like, I know what I'm doing. I've been helping people. I've got results, but I just don't really charge no one. And I was just like, maybe it's just my thing just to help people or whatever. And then, yeah, just kept helping people. My boy's got a trainer cleaning business. I've helped him scale and grow. Just loads, bro. I've so many. And it was all just off the back of when I needed help. Like, I didn't have no one to shout. I had to go on YouTube. There's no one I could call. Just figured it out along the way. And then business is business, isn't it? Like, there's always going to be sales and marketing and product, or is it a service that you're selling? And like looking at best ways to grow. But my thing is always like, where do you want to be? If you tell me that, then I can reverse engineer it for you. Like, how much do you want to make? Because I could have an idea for you that it's too big for what you're trying to do. You're trying to just do the minimum. Like, yeah, I just want to make $3,000 a month. Oh, okay, like, so you need this amount of clients and you're going to charge this and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, so you just figure it out. Because sometimes people can't even see the value that their service or their product has, bro.
100.
You get me?
100, but obviously still, even though you're giving people advice, there's still a technical way of giving people advice. There's still a way of people taking in information. There's still a way of you giving out information. You know what I mean?
All right, so about 6 months ago, I went through this phase where the shop's getting more busy and I'm running the shop in a certain way and it's very regimented and I'm clashing with people that are not doing it my way. And everyone's saying to me, you're autistic, bro. You're on the spectrum. You've got ADHD. And it was kind of fucking with me because I was kind of feeling like I'm not trying to be this bad person that's brutal, but like everyone's saying that I'm fucking... That's how I'm a madman, bro.
That's how
so
it gets, bro.
I couldn't figure it out. And then I done a personality quiz where you basically like you fill out a bunch of questions and it tells you, because basically everybody falls in to 16 different personality types. Everyone. So as unique as you think you are, you're like, you know, one of these types. So I've done this type test thing and it come back, it said I got architect personality type, which basically means like long-term vision, strategical thinking, leadership, management, XYZ. Elon Musk has got the same personality type, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, people like that. So I kind of started to understand now and I was like, you know what, bro, maybe I'm not even on the spectrum, maybe I'm just a certain way and people ain't used to it. There's only 1% of the population that have this personality type. So I was just like, yo, fuck what people are saying, I'm just different, innit? Cool. So I'm just focused on results, and it like have to be like, and then processes. Then I started following all these mindset coaches in America, and they're teaching me how to run businesses, how to train staff, how to scale away from a business, and just started to clock little things like every time my phone rings and I'm not in my restaurant, I'm looking at why have they called me? Do you get me? Like, if my day off, like, I raw want to turn off from this sometimes. So I'm hearing what they're saying and I'm making notes. Like, they've called me, they didn't know how to turn the cooker on, or they didn't know how to turn the website on, or they don't know how to process a payment on the till. So I was like, all right, cool. Now,
Instructions.
I've got data that I can go back and say, okay, cool, you were struggling with this, you need help with this, you need help with that. So I'll go, Becky, you called me on Tuesday and said that you couldn't figure out how to do the till. I'm now here. I'm going to run you through and I'm going to train you how to use the till. I'm going to give you some demo orders. You're going to take them, da-da-da-da-da. She will never phone my phone again about that now. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, she couldn't do it before. Now she can. Now she won't call me about that. So I started figuring out, like, okay, I need everyone to feel comfortable when I'm not here for me to not be here. You get it? And they're going to call me about things that they haven't been trained on. It's my fault. I ain't trained them. They're not supposed to know these things. So just started figuring out ways. So then I was like, all right, cool. There's certain things that only I know. I need to be able to teach them that. So when I come in the shop, I know. I open my shutters. I turn my lights on. I turn the radiator on. I put Alexa on. I put Uber Just Eat delivery on. I put the warmer on. I put my strip lights on. And I'm like, it's getting to a point where I was like FaceTiming people, video calling, like saying, go over there. Oh yeah, no, not there. That, like, say you was gonna tell someone how to set this room up, without you being here. It's a madness. For you, it would take you 1 minute. To someone else, it's taking them like 10 minutes. You're all busy and that, thinking, yo, come on, man, like that's light switch over there, like do all that. So then I started looking into things and that, and then I was like, fuck this. Went on Amazon and I bought a chest mount for my phone. So I'll press record and I will physically go and do everything.
What you need to do.
Yeah. Now I can just send you the video. They don't call no more because I've got a training for it. So anytime someone says, I'm struggling with this, you ain't trained them. If you train them more than twice and they ain't taking it, then it's like,
it's a problem there.
It's a problem now. So
and then you've got a lot more data as well. So when if you need to change your stuff,
of course,
it's an easier process.
Then I started learning like how the big corporate companies work.
It's like you're building a culture now.
Yeah. So now I'm building like a framework
of how your business needs to run, how people need to be within your business.
So I'll run you through a quick scenario. I'm in the restaurant one day. This Asian guy comes in. He's got a big Range Rover outside and that. We get chatting. He's asking me all about business. He's like, how's it going? Da-da-da. I said, yeah, it's going well. Da-da-da. He's like, how's it going? I'm in business. So I'm telling him, yeah, we're doing this a month and that a day and da-da-da-da-da. So he's like, how much did it cost you to get set up? So I'm like, I don't know, 20K. And I've probably spent another 20. He's like, you did all this with 20K? I was like, yeah. He's like, wow. So at this time, it's been a year, and I'm talking about opening another shop. I'm so glad I didn't, because I never had a clue. Now it's got to the 3-year point. I'm like, yeah, I could do this now. I fully know. Anyway, he ends up being an investor for a venture that I was recently about to do. So how that happens is we start talking then. I don't see him again for like another year. So it's come to the 2-year point now. And another Asian guy comes in, young guy though this time. And we get chatting and he lives on the same estate as the dad, but I ain't put 2 and 2 together that it's dad and son at first. So how the convo goes is, what do you do? I always ask people what they do. It's interesting, you get bare links on it. So he's like, I've just finished uni I've got a degree in business economics. So I'm saying, oh, sick. So it's like, yo, like, tap in, man. Let's stay locked in. Like, we might be able to help each other. I might be able to help you with something. You might be able to help me with something. He's like, all right, cool. He said, what's the plan? Like, what are you trying to do? And I said, oh, I'm doing this, but I said, I want to open a bar restaurant at some point in it, like, turtle-based situation, but, like, legit food, legit drinks, da-da-da-da-da. He's like, oh, no way, sick, where are you thinking? And obviously, I've been looking at this unit that I was trying to grab. Big unit, though, massive venture. They wanted, like, 80 bags a year for it. And he was like, you should speak to my dad. He's an investor. He helps people. So I'm like, oh, I swear. I was like, oh, where do you live again? He said the same estate. And he's giving vibes like that same guy that had came the year before. So I was like, does your, out of the blue, I just said, does your dad drive a blue Range Rover? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I've spoke to your dad still. Yeah. We spoke about business. He was like, listen, I'm going to tell him your idea and give me your email address. I'll give you his. He was like, send it over. I thought nothing of it now. About a week later, my brother phones me. I was doing some renovation work upstairs. He's like, yo, come down. There's some geezer here to see ya. I was like, all right. Went down. It's the dad. My man's in the range again. And he's like, how can I help? He said, oh, I've been meaning to get back here. I've been doing like some aid work in Africa, putting water in villages. He does mad shit. He's working on some software some product that you can spray on like a drone and make it recharge the batteries so the drones can go into space. Like, does mad shit. So anyway, he's come in and he's like, my son told me to come speak to you. He said you got an idea. I said, yeah, I want to open this bar restaurant place. He's like, oh, swear. Showed him the place, told him the idea. He's like, sick idea, let's do it. He said, how much do you need? I said, probably like 300K. He went, let's go. Didn't even flinch, bro. That's when I knew, like...
It's a different world.
Raw, okay. So, he was like, send me over some stuff. We'll look at it. Again, thought nothing of it, carried on with my life. About a week later, the guy's called me. He's like, I'm looking in my email. There's nothing here. Like, have you sent anything? Bredgin, I ain't even got the business plan done. I'm like, fuck, I need to do this now. Like, this guy's on it. Gone on ChatGPT. I've put, like, the rough idea of the business plan in there. That sent me, like, back a mad detailed thing, yeah. So I've tweaked it a little bit, make sure the numbers was right, and estimating to do 30 grand a week, 1.5 mil a year, 40% profit margin, Sent him all that. He called me, bro. It was like 11:30 at night. He's like, listen, I've just had a look at this plan. Banging. Let's do it, yeah? He's gassed. He's like, you've done a business plan. He said, have you ever done an investment document before? I said, nah, what's one of them? He said, I'll send you the other side to it, and then you'll know. I wait like 2 months. I'm thinking he's not going to send it. Bearing in mind, I've told him 300K, so I'm thinking, he ain't serious, whatever. Then he's phoned me. He's like, are you near your laptop? I'm like, yeah. I've opened my laptop. He's like, open your email. He sent me this investment document back. What the investment document is like all the financial structure for everything. So it's like the hourly wages you're going to pay all the staff, how many staff you need, how many hours they're going to work, your estimated costs for food. Not even estimated. It's raw down to the pound, bro. The way this guy done it was mad. It's like some mad Excel spreadsheet thing. So he's got all the money on there. He's got like what I'm going to pay all the staff. He's got how much we're going to make each year, profit margin XYZ. So he's like, flick to the last page, the investment summary. He's like, can you see that number there? The investment summary is just literally like a five column Excel thing, tiny like that. It just says how much money you need, whatever. I remember looking at this number and I couldn't even speak, bro. He's tripled the investment of what I thought I needed.
I thought it was gonna be closer to it.
Yeah, he's put 897K on the thing, and I'm like, oh my god. So my question to him
because obviously you need to consider the cost for yourself.
Loads of stuff you need to pay yourself a salary. You need to pay everybody bonuses.
And that's proper investments,
performance.
Bro. Like, Because when we're doing business, we're working at a rate where you can stress yourself out. to get your business running, and it can have an effect on your business.
And you know what as well? It's because we come from
Hustle.
a lack mindset and we come from poverty, bro. Our families never had it.
100.
Mom's, dad never
No
had
one
it.
to teach us.
So we're there like, I'm going to set this business up. I'm not going to pay myself a salary for 3 years.
And we'll just make it happen.
Nobody
And it
else in
affects the
business would
yeah.
do that.
No, yeah.
And then like you go in Caribbean food shops and what does people say? Bad customer service. Everyone's in a bad mood. Why? Because you're running the business wrong. You're pissed off about it. And that's rippling out onto your customers, bro. Then another year down the line, you've got no customers, bro. So it's like learning to understand like what are your needs. You got needs. You need a car. You get me? Like someone sent me this thing before. And it's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Have you seen it? Yeah.
Your food and your shelter.
And at the bottom,
goes up, self-actualization.
Yeah. So it's like,
yeah.
if you haven't got up to a certain level on this pyramid,
you can't meet the top without the bottom.
you're not stable.
Yeah.
So like, sex is in there, shelter's in there, clothing, accommodation, socialization, friends,
Yeah.
all these things you have to kind of have to be considered as a stable person. A lot of people are not stable, bro, trying to create stability.
Yeah.
Like, how's it ever going to work? So, yeah, bro, learnt a lot of shit. And, yeah, back to that investment, it hasn't gone through right now. We're still in talks, but I don't really feel like it will. He feels like a bit of a mess up. But why I rate him is because...
He showed you exactly how...
Bro, he's elevated my mind in a way where
100.
I didn't even know the language around investments.
And you know what? You can take that information and you can go find
That's why we'll never shut down the convo. Like, he came in my restaurant not long ago, probably like 2-3 months ago, and was like, gave me a hug, and he's like, yo, sorry, I've been doing all this stuff, and I was like, nah, I'm cool, yeah, but like the shop's actually popping now, so I'm not even that bothered anymore.
Yeah.
But there was a time when I was getting pissed off because I was thinking, bro, like, this guy's coming and selling man dreams, bro. Could you imagine a man comes into your business and tells you he's going to give you fucking
You can scale that yourself now. Because look, you went from opening a shop with a 10, 20k loan, you get what I'm saying, to get it popping now. So by that theory,
100%.
You can find the M and get that business popping. It's just whether you want to take the risk right now.
Now I have conversations with people about big money, and it doesn't scare me again, because I just know in business you need more than you think, and it's going to take twice as long as you think. Is that not facts? Always. Every single time.
100.
You're calculating it, and like, you haven't put a miscellaneous budget in there, and you're thinking to yourself like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, so when we got the restaurant, we decided we were going to convert the flat above. So it was nice enough to get a serviced accommodation business running above the shop, because we were like, yo, say. So we capped the renovation spend at 15k, me and my boy, yeah? We did not know what the fuck we were doing.
You know what? You know what? Renovations, and anything to do with houses is another stress altogether, bro.
Of course.
Like, altogether.
Of course. Let me show you what
Forget
happened.
the business side of things. You like,
Brother.
like he says, it all comes down to budget. You're going to go over budget. You think you know how much it's going to cost.
Nah.
And once again, you're throwing your own time in as well.
You're not packaging.
You don't know how much your time is actually worth.
Of course. I do now, because I've worked for no money for so long that I actually know now, my time is worth £200 an hour. Anything less than £30-40 an hour, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing no washing. I'm not cleaning my house. I'm not, like, they're tasks that I will pay out because my brain needs to be focusing on this. Loads of things that I learned, but like, I remember because basically a guy came into the shop and he kept coming with different tradesmen every time. And like me, I'm curious, always ask, oh, what do you do for graft, bro? They're like, what do you do for graft? He's like, oh, I do property renovation. I said, oh, I swear. I said, actually, the shop was quiet at that time in the day. I said, oh, can I borrow you for a sec? He said, oh, yeah. We're like, why, what's up? I said, oh, just come upstairs. I said, I got an upstairs flat, yeah. I'm thinking about trying to partner with someone to renovate it and do something. He's like, all right, cool. Took him upstairs. And my mum was like, wow, gold mine, bro. He's like, do you realise what you've got here, bro? He's like, it's massive, bro. You could fit like 5-6 bedrooms up here. Safe. Anyway, long story short, he's like, I've got a man who might be interested in investing. Do you want to have a meeting with him? I'm like, yeah, cool. So he sets this meeting. And I was out and I was a little bit late, yeah? So when I've got there now, it's my man with a guy that I know. So when I've jumped out of my car and I'm walking towards the shop, he's looking at it and we just both started laughing. You know, like, say like I've introduced you to someone and I've hyped it like, this guy, and then when it comes, it's like someone that we both know or whatever. Just laughing at it. So anyway, go in. He's like, yeah, I'll put some bread in, da-da-da-da. Let's do it. So we do it. And I remember the day, bro, the brother, so the guy who runs the property renovation, he was like, it's going to cost about 15K. I could probably do it for 10. Pay me the 10 now and I'll do it. And my boy looks at me and he's like, when he waits till his brother's like talking to me and he goes, he's going, nah, don't do it. He's saying, we'll do it. So I've said to the brother, nah, we're just going to figure it out, innit? Bro, after like 4 months, the brother comes to the shop one day and he's like, how's the renovation going? Let me fly upstairs, have a look. When he came back down, he was popping. Yeah. He was like, bro, why didn't you man listen to me? But because of the relationship that they must have, they just never wanted to do that investment together. Bro, it cost us double the bread because obviously I'm running the shop and because he's put the money in, he's like, you deal with it. So I'm running a shop and I'm trying to run a renovation and he's trying to get the cheapest workers possible because he's putting the bread in. Listen to me, bro. Pay peanuts and you get monkeys, bro.
100.
So you see when you're trying to cut corners, bro, you're just going to pay twice. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's exactly what happened. So I'm downstairs running this busy shop and fucking these lot are upstairs doing what they're doing. And you see with renovation, bro, it's a domino effect, bro. So your rip out happens, then your gas man goes in, he puts your boiler in, he puts all your pipes in, he hides them all, yeah? Then your electricians go in, then your plasterer goes in, then your decorators go in, that's it. Then the floor goes down. I done everything backwards. So
things that to get ripped out and put back.
Yeah, we done the rip out. And then I sent the plasterer in.
Oh, that's definitely the
So the electricians come in going, mate, what the fuck? Like,
but you learned.
Now he's got to put trunking all up the walls and he can't hide wires. And he's like, why have you done that? He's like, I should have come before the plasterer.
100, yeah.
And I'm downstairs in this restaurant.
Anything to do with electrics,
like,
anything should have been thingy. If you need cameras, anything.
Yeah,
that you want
and
to
then
do.
even like I've got all pipes running around, brandly fresh painted and plastered walls, copper pipes going everywhere because the gas man never come first. And he's like, bro, all this could have been hidden. And I was like, fuck, bare shit. And then like, just loads of workmen were causing issues for the other trades, and it just was ball ache, man. Arguing with tradesmen, they're getting vexed and they're saying, yo, I ain't coming back. And I'm like, you're halfway through doing my bathroom. What do you mean you're not coming back? You get me? Like, it was mad. Learnt so much, bro. And then at the very end of it, where we're like, yeah, safe, we can put this on booking.com and da-da-da-da-da. Remember, we've gone high end with the rent because we thought we're going to make it service accommodation and have the tenants like coming and going and that. And then I spoke to somebody who's in that world and they were like, it's above a restaurant, bro. You would never get planning. You're going to have to just put tenants in. I'm like, oh my days, bro. If I knew that, we wouldn't have spent
so much
30 grand on the renovation. We could have spent 5. Do you get me, bro? We should have just literally done bathroom, kitchen, little bum paint done. We've ripped everything out. So now, if my landlord gets that property valued, bro, we've probably added. Bro, it's heartbreaking, fam. But man never knew. So, yeah, bro.
Be a value on the property.
Yeah, loads. And you know what broke my heart? My next door neighbour, he's got a hair salon on the bottom and a flat on the top. But he's done his out sick. And I said, how much did you spend? He said, probably about 80 bags. And now I look at mine, and mine ain't much different to his. We spent like 30, and I thought, when this landlord gets this property valued, they're going to be laughing. But my plan, hopefully, is to buy it. Do you get what I mean? Just buy the landlord out. Have it valued by 3 different agents. Tell me the price. I'll just buy it. Hopefully, I'll get to that stage. So they'll never get it back. You get what I mean? But, bro, heartbreaking lessons.
But either way, the value's still going to be on there when you come to buy it.
Yeah, of course. I should have left it as it is if I was going to buy it. You know what I mean? Because they're going to value it now probably 100 bags more than what it was. Because remember as well, with commercial units, they value them based on how well the business on the ground floor is doing as well. So sometimes, this is why you can look online for businesses for sale, whatever, and you'll see that the building's only worth a certain amount, but the business is doing numbers, so they want more. So all of that stuff. But now I've kind of got to a stage where I'm like, I want to basically franchise the brand into like loads of locations, and we're looking at that now. But then I'm like, do I franchise or do I do multi-site? I didn't even know the difference. It's only when someone's explained it to me recently and was like,
would you franchise straight away, or would you?
What's the difference?
So for someone that doesn't really know, say you've got Nando's, one Nando's in Brum, and the owner is doing really well from that Nando's in Brum, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna put another Nando's in London. I'm gonna run it and manage it. I'm gonna put the bread up and that. Yeah, that's multi-site because it's one owner, multi-site. Yeah, franchises.
Different.
Tim from Leeds says, I really like Marjay's. I want to put one in Leeds. And you go, oh, okay. Here's a black book of how to run this business. Everything, recipes, opening times, training manuals.
How strong does the brand need to be for you to get to a point where you can franchise?
It needs to be popping to a point where somebody feels like your offer of that service would work for them in their area. Does that make sense? So someone might go, oh, do you know what? There's no Jamaican food spots in Bradford. I'll give you this amount of money if you let me run with that there. But then it's subject to like quality control checks, and it's a minefield.
With a lot of franchises, the end goal will be to sell it off basically as well. Build a certain amount of chains, be worth a certain amount, and then just there's always going to be a larger corporation that's going to want to.
It's called an exit. You build the business until it's like perceived to be. You know, companies are valued on perception. So like prime example, I don't know if you like seen it. Cristiano Ronaldo done a FIFA advert. And he sat down, and you have product placement in it, so you'll have like, this is here. So there was 2 cans of Coke in the shop.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
and he swiped them out the shop. The next day, Coke's value on the stock market had dropped by like 100 million. And it's like, what the fuck, bro? Because it's the perceived value of it. You get me? Like, let's say, for instance, I don't know, someone was on the phone on an iPhone and it blew up in the hand and killed them. Apple's value would feel that, because it'd be like, yo, the perception of your brand has gone down. Like, you know, Tesla now, they keep cars are blowing up and doing all this shit. So all them things matter. So once your brand is perceived to be valuable, pop in like Pepe's or whatever place. But I'll tell you one story though, as we were talking about franchising. Someone that I know has took a franchise, and it's cost them X amount of P's. And when you do that, you've got performance targets in it, where if you don't start to hit certain targets, the master franchise person will take the business back off you, innit? So that's what's happened. So they've set up, they've been running it, it hasn't been going to plan. They're not meeting the performance targets, and they've come in and took it. So, and I've lost bread. You know what I'm saying?
There's that. Well, there's like franchise conventions in it. So like, it's like a thing where if you've got money to invest and you don't actually have a strong brand, or you don't want to build one, it's an option to franchise, isn't it?
100%. Like, I would advise anyone now to buy a business than to build a brand off the floor, because you spend more, it takes twice as long. Like, all right, for instance, I spent, say, 20k doing margins, yeah? And probably another 20 in money that I just had to like just pull out my arse, yeah? At the time, I could have went on a business search website and bought a cafe for 40 bags that was already doing 5 bills to a bag a day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And it came in, put in your tweaks.
Came in, rebranded it a little bit, slowly, made it bigger, scaled it, boof, now you've saved yourself, you've brought time forward.
Yeah.
And this is what I speak to people about now, like marketing and growing things is all about bringing time forward. Like they say, oh yeah, it takes 2 years to get a business popping, and it's like, it doesn't if you know what you're doing.
Especially not in this day and age. Like,
yeah.
Internet's a big place.
But what you've got to be able to do is understand the demand is out there. You've got to pay to get the attention, but then you've got to also have enough capital to be able to handle the demand. Yeah? So, all right, for instance, let's talk about Emma's Caribbean for a sec, yeah? I know him, he's my good friend, yeah? He built his business in lockdown, and he'd achieved like 9,000 followers on Instagram, yeah? When he opens the shop, remember, he's never done this before, so he's blowing the shop up, 13th of March, everyone come. He opens on a weekend, everyone comes, bro. 200, 300 people, yeah. Gridlocked, cars are parked everywhere. He's never done this before. Like, most people will say if you're going to launch a new business, don't do it on the weekend. Do it on a Monday or something, because, like, you need to be able to control the demand, yeah. So he ends up giving half the people their money back. He's running money out to the car. It's all scatty. He's getting bad reviews. People have travelled from fucking all over the country, not the city, the country, to try this food on the first day. And he's never done it before. If you asked him to do it again now, would he know how to do it? Yeah, of course. But you got to know the power of socials is a mad thing.
100.
So you can get a business to go from 0 to a certain amount every month, or say it might take you from January 2024 to January 2026 to build a business that's doing £1,000 a day. You could do £1,000 a day in 3 months if you're willing to spend 5-10k a month on paid ads and really know what you're doing. But you need to make sure that you can service £1,000 a day with your staff and your team, and they're all trained and they're ready for it. Because if you're not, you're just gonna fuck it up.
100%.
Yeah. So like now I'm in talks with, like I said to you the other day, I've got a restaurant consultant that I pay now that helps me to do shit that I can't do myself, and a marketing consultant that I pay to do shit that I can't do myself, and I'm learning off them. So now all the help that I've been giving into all these other business owners, I'm learning off people who are higher up than me, who are teaching me things that I didn't know before. Now I can pass on a more solid package of services to people who I'm helping now. Do you get what I mean? And then the long term would be to be paid to consult and help people's businesses. I just would like to be that person where people are like, yo, shout Fox, like you're setting up a business, or you're struggling with your business, like just shout mine and he's the guy. And if you haven't got the P's at the time, we could do like a profit share. So you wouldn't pay up front, but when I get you to where you need to go, then you break me off. You get me? Then it's whose heart's the cleanest. You might get there and you don't want to pay. Like my restaurant consultant's telling me right now, he met a guy. The guy was doing $2,500 a week, so 10k a month. And the guy said to him, I don't really have much spare cash, because say he's doing 10k a month, but the overheads and the running costs are like 8k, so he's got 2 left, but that's probably like his mortgage, his car and all of that, yeah. So he said to the consultant, I will give you 10%, just do your thing. The consultant got him doing 16 grand a week, yeah. But he's got to be paid £1,600 a week for his services. That was the agreement, innit? He said, bro, the guy's dodging his phone. He's doing he's bought all these new cars. Come on, bro, because some people get rich and switch, bro. How are you gonna get A guy come to you and say 10%, he gets you from 10k. What 16 times 4? What 64 grand? Yeah. And he's asking you for 6,400 a month, but he's the one who got you there, and you're ringing him out, bro. Dog shit, bro. It's madness.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So sometimes it is like that, but this is consulting, innit? You get me? When you help people grow, they still in the back of their head feel like it's them. You get me? So it's crazy, bro.
How do you plan to get the consultancy off the ground?
So I'm already doing it, like I said. Like I've got people that I've been doing it for. I don't even speak to anymore. They just come, they got free game, and they're gone.
I think we can do it here.
Yeah, so like we spoke about it briefly. I feel like we could run up some sort of situation where people come, we give them some advice, and we either charge them for it or we get them kind of up and running, and then they start to pay.
What we really need to understand is everything, all the resources and everything that we've got at our disposal, because it's not even just that. It's not just consultancy that we got. We've got a lot of things in house that we can provide to others in terms of even just not even just services, courses. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can train.
This is the thing. It's like sometimes you got to pay for something to know what you're gonna get, and then decide whether it's worth it. But if you never paid, you wouldn't know. So with me now, I'm realizing a lot of what these consultants are saying to me is stuff that I already know. But then there's a lot of it.
It's called mentoring, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of it that I don't know. That I'm like, oh shit, like yo, this is how you really make money. Like what the fuck? So it's one of them things. But a lot of marketing is content based, content creation. So you'll have marketing companies that will come and say, right, you give me the content, I'll work the algorithm for you and post it and do ads. Then you've got marketing companies that do the whole thing. So they'll do SEO, so you're ranking high on Google. So if someone goes, best podcast in Birmingham, oof, Sinners is there at the top every single time. And then you've got marketing companies who would just do content creation and then pass it on to another, another company that do the ads. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of trying to I want to help people in Birmingham, because there's so much like businesses that I drive past them all the time, and I think if I was running that, bro, that would be gridlocked, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's the managers as well. Like someone can be telling you the right moves to make, but you personally don't want to do it. And I'll tell you an example, yeah. When I opened the shop, my aunt is an ex-bank manager in it. So I'm in Kings Norton, predominantly white area. She's white as well. She's like, I don't think you should go halal. I don't think you should take pork off the menu. That's been a calf that sells pork for years. I don't think you should do it. I said, nah, fuck that. I'm going halal. You get me? And I'm not going to lie, bro. See, for the first 2 years, that conversation was just ringing out in the back of my head. I was thinking, yo, I should have just not even put my face to this. I should have just hired some staff, made them run it as it used to run, because it was a busy calf. Remember when I've took it over, yeah, I've found the old till in the back of the shop, yeah, like in the boiler cupboard, and I've opened it up and there's like a roll of receipts in there. I've took it out. So I'm kicking back at home one night and I've rolled this whole receipt out, so I can see like the dates and the times and the spends. Yo, they were cleaning up, but they were probably doing about £400 a day in sandwiches, which is like
bacon.
Yeah, hella bacon, hella pork, hella everything, fucking black pudding, the lot, bro. Yeah. But I was looking at it like, just like I was calculating all the numbers, all the sales, and I was like, they're doing £400 a day from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. 4 bills. Now, I could have done that, or I could have took the long route, which I have done. I've took the long route because I wouldn't have had to do nothing. I would have just, boom, opened a shop, put some staff in there, done the pork. No one would have even knew it was mine. Let it do its thing.
But you got the knowledge to do that now. You could, like you said, you could drive past somewhere, put a little 100%. Investment in it, make it run, and carry on. But yo, I feel like we've been talking for a long time. There's beer value in this one, yeah. We got a lot of things that we need to do in terms of organizing. Should we just?
I feel like there's just some small untapped parts to this
Go on.
conversation. Just on a quick one, innit? On the basis that you are still fox at the end of the day, innit? And I think a lot of people won't even realize that you present how you present. You get me?
This is the thing now. It's like, this is what I've been deciding. Like, how do I? It's like, say you know somebody that you went to primary school with and they've locked themselves away for 5 years, bro, doing bare self-development, and they pop out as this new person. Yeah. You just remember them as the old person, innit? So that's sometimes the difficulty. Like,
but what I'm saying is, I can still see the synergy though, because the way that you explain stories is the same way that you would rap. Do you get me? Like, you're mad.
I was speaking to someone about that this morning, bro, and they were like, "Bro, you have to remember, you are a storyteller. So when you bring what you've helped people with to, like, you do it in a way where it's like."
I'll show you an example. I asked you a simple question about what happens when you get bad reviews at the restaurant. Bro, you went on some whole journey. Like, you didn't answer the question straight away. You went round to tell a story to come back to it. You get what I'm saying? So
it matters, bro. Like the journey matters more than the destination sometimes, bro.
Facts. That's 100.
You get me? Like, I have to explain that because it makes sense. And if I just explain that bit, you haven't really got the answer. You know what I mean? Because another thing as well is, with advice, you can't just give someone one portion of it, because they'll go and do it, and I swear down, bro, they will hang their whole life of failures on you, because they will say, I did what you told me to do and it didn't work. You get me? Like, that shit's real as well, so you have to make sure it's like, for instance, I've had people where I've given them game for their business, I've told them step by step what to do, yeah? Then when I audit the growth a month later, 2 months later, I'm like, I gave you these 10 steps. Did you do these 10 steps? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. The Instagram DMs are going to be there. Let's go back from 10 weeks. Show me on that day where I said to you, spend 1 hour a day sending these cold outreach DMs. You should have 100 DMs every single day in the last 10 weeks. And if you had, your business would be doing 10, 20, 30 grand a month, but you haven't. So, you get me? You've missed out steps, and that's why it's fucked up.
Everyone wants to rush fashion,
of course,
especially when it comes to advice. Some
course.
people are not ready to take advice. Also, people
Yeah.
will sit there, listen, and still go with their own thing. So it's about how you gonna. It's about whether people are even ready to take the advice. That's why you got.
They're not.
That's why you got to differentiate between free and paid, because if you're really serious about taking advice, you'll pay for the service.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
That is facts, because it's like, if I frame this
bring them the mic closer.
Yeah, if I frame this podcast now as a free finance business growth thing, no one's gonna be bothered. If I do a little sexy artwork and say it's £50 for a live stream ticket for you to come and take this value in and market that, we might get £10,000 worth of sales for people who are going to tune in.
And that's what we need to figure out together as a team, and maybe where we can go, because, like I says, what you've learned and what we've learned, is just two separate things. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? We've all got information that's similar, and journeys that's even similar as well. But in terms of where you've took your business, your restaurant and all that, and what's going on here, and then with CS in his business and where I've got mine, I feel like there's a synergy that can bring everything together and create.
And I'm 100% down to do that, bro.
Super business. And
100%.
what's interesting the most about what you're saying is about getting to the money now. You get it? And that's something that I'm not going to say struggled with, but with the resources that we got, we've concentrated on a lot of growth. You get what I'm saying? But we're in a position where we can get the money.
Of course. Sometimes you've dropped the ball on certain things.
Facts, yeah.
Like, I remember one time I had this chef when I first started, and I remember him saying to me that his mom had a Jamaican restaurant in Yard, and she used to keep the money for everything separate. So the drinks, the sauces, the dumplings, the rice, the curry, everything. So, like, behind the till, she would have like 10 of these little, and she would keep everything separate. I was like to my man, blood, she's some old school woman where she don't know nothing, innit? Then, now, 3 years later, I'm talking to my marketing consultant and he's like, do you know what you're profiting on every single item that you sell? And I'm like, nah. He's like, so how do you know if you're making money or not? And how do you know what part of the business is holding the other part up? And I was like, right, okay, cool, I don't really know fuck all. Because I used to just do it like, if I spend 5 bills this week in the butcher's on a Monday, and on Friday I've got 2 bags, I'm running at like a what? I don't know, 75% of da-da-da-da, whatever, yeah? And he was like, nah, bro, because what you need to understand is you might be selling Sky Juice for £2.50 a bottle, and you're putting your profit from over there to a part of the business that's not profitable, that you're probably better off locking off because it's not profitable.
100%.
Do you get what I mean? And why I think Marjay's work so well is because I've got the Jamaican food, but then I've got the street food. So I've got like your wings, your strips, your prawns, your fries, your mac and cheese. They're items that can be sold for the same amount as the Jamaican food. But if we was going to lay out how much seasonings and items are going to go into a pot of curry goat, it'd probably fill this table, bro. You got curry powder, ginger, pimento, this, that, garlic, everything, onions, yeah? And it's like, do people care that much? Like, the Jamaican food business model to me is a flawed one. Because my thing is like, the food takes too long to cook, bro. So if you sell it all right now, what are you telling people? That's why there's a chicken shop on every single corner. And if you go to Ladypool Road right now, that's one of the busiest food shop roads in Birmingham. And what are they all selling? Yeah. What are they all selling? Fried food, grilled food. You start talking pot cooked, this oxtail, curry goat, that 3 hours. Bro, if the Villa are playing today and 100 people come to your shop and buy everything you've got, what? If they go to Ladypool Road and do that, boss man's telling you, 10 minutes, chicken's frying, boom, he's hitting you again, because it's 10 minutes to cook that food, where it's 4 hours to cook my food. So, this is the thing as well. Like, sometimes it looks great what you're doing in business, but are you actually making money?
But that's why, obviously, the angle where you're thinking about bar, restaurant, obviously that's where a lot of Caribbean food should be going. But
higher premium in it, a plate.
Yeah, that's where you should. That's where you should be probably looking at. You know, just
You gotta think, there's food now that is selling. Salt Bay, for instance, £500 for a steak. Them steaks probably take 10, 15 minutes to cook.
Mad.
Yeah, and he's gonna charge you 5 bills, and I'm selling a meal that my chef has been cooking for 40 years. It's going to take him 4 hours, and I'm selling you this meal here for £15. Like, come on, bro. Sometimes it's knowing, like, yo, bro, we're doing a lot more for a lot less, bro. It's time to switch it back around. It's just knowing your market. You get me? Sometimes you put your prices up and you do lose 40% of your customers, but guess what? The 60 that you keep, you're going to make the exact same amount of money that you was before, but you're going to work less. It's less graft. You get me? All them 40%ers are going to fall, my man put his prices up, fuck that, It's like barbering. Remember after lockdown, all the barbers doubled their price, and man was just like, we had to go with it. He would make the same amount of money now for half as many haircuts.
Yeah,
he can work less.
That's why they're in Jamaica.
And I'm saying to them, but lockdown was 4 years ago. They say, yo, man, the price is the price.
Yeah. And they're working from home as well.
Yeah, bro. Like, you don't even need the barbershop no more. It's like, fuck that. Come to my house. I'm making this every day. But same thing. I got my barber that I'm in talks with right now. I'm saying to him, like, let's scale your barbershop, because he's got 2 chairs in there. He could probably fit 5. And I'm saying, I reckon I could get your business from 10K a month to 30. And he's like...
no, go on. I'll ask you a question.
He's like, sounds good. This is the funny part. I say to him, if I get your business from 10K a month to 30, see the 20 that you didn't have before, I want 25% of it. So that means I would take 5 grand a month from you as a consultant. but you've gone from making 10 grand to 25 grand. And you'll see how fast people start stuttering, like, oh, but why? I don't know about that, and da-da-da. And you're thinking, like, make it, mate. You can't even see. If you've been running your barbershop at 10K a month for the last 20 years, and I'm saying, yo, I've got ideas and I've got real life shit that I can implement that will make this thing go crazy. Some people don't want to even pay the cost, bro. And it's not even a cost. It's like a hidden cost. It's like, it's not, do you know what I mean? Because it's revenue you never had.
But then obviously when it comes to consultancy, sometimes you probably got to word things to who the client is, innit? It's a barbershop, innit? So
yeah, of course.
Technically, he's not going to have a knowledge of what you're talking about. It just sounds like you're trying to take a lot of money off me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, of course. But I'm explaining to him
and how much work's going to go into that. So I don't know. It's just like some people are going to have to hear certain things a bit differently to understand what's actually...
Depends who you're talking to, I guess. Yeah. But what you've got to remember is 90% of people... I don't know. I don't know the percentages, but a lot of people are only just coming awake to investing in their education. Do you get what I mean? So how many people do we all know that have been to uni, come out, and now they're in Tesco, bro, because they couldn't get a job in that field, or they couldn't figure out a way to make money from that career. But then there's a man on fucking YouTube who's going to sell a course to you for $2,000, and now you're making 10 grand a month, and it's like, what matters more? You get me? Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know, and X, Y, Z. You get
100%,
me?
100%. And what's worth your time? Because I don't know if scaling the barbershop is worth your time, knowing that
but
he
for
don't
me,
really technically, he probably wants more money, but does he want to give out more? Like, you got to weigh that up as well. Because I know you can scale up a barbershop, but is it really worth it?
For him.
Yeah, and for you, because you're going to put yourself under stress.
Nah, so for me, it's like, he's not paying for the time I'm going to spend in terms of, like, I might spend an hour a week on his business. It might take me 12 weeks. But it's like, he ain't paying for the 12 hours. He's paying for the 12 years. Do you see? To get me to a space where I know all this shit. Do you get what I'm saying? So it just depends. Like, some people want to grow, some people really don't. They're happy. Like, they've built their business to a level. Like, my boy's a builder. My boy's a builder, and he smashes it. He charges 12 grand, 18 grand, 15 grand for a conversion or a fucking extension or whatever. And he came and we were speaking about it, and he said, bro, I'll be so real with you. I'm content, bro. I've built to a stage where I'm making enough dough. I'm sorted. I'm not stressed because I run the jobs with me and 3 other lads that, you know, I can trust and whatever. He said, bro, like, I've got to start, like, if I scale. And I said, yeah, but how are you going to go from 120 grand a year to, like, $1 million? I can help you do that. And he's like, nah, bro. You know, like, people have that little fear, like, I don't want to go that big. Yeah. Do you get me?
It's a lot of work, bro, for some people.
Of course, bro. I remember being on the road, like, fucking, say, 15 years ago, and I met a man who was in a position to give me bare things on work, and he said to me, I'll just give you a brick. Them times there, bro, I was pebbling like an ounce, and him offering me a brick, I was shook, bro. I was like, nah, fuck that, bro. Give me like 2 and a bit, or, you know, but I'm saying at that time, I was like, yo, like, I don't even want to take all that on. And sometimes people are like that. They're like, yo, fuck that. I don't want to be making all this and da-da-da-da. And
that's yes,
yeah. That's like me. Ain't no shame in it neither.
Yeah.
Of course not. Sometimes your brain ain't ready for it, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had that conversation with my investor about 30 grand a week from this bar restaurant. That was the document I sent him. He sent it back 82 grand a week. My brain wasn't even ready to fathom it. But when he broke it down, he was like, okay, cool, let's break it down. You're going to open at 9 a.m. in the morning and you're going to close at 1 a.m. That's 16 hours of operation. He said you're going to do 10K a day from Sunday to Thursday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah? That's 50 bags, yeah? So divide 10 grand by 16 hours, it's 625 pound, yeah? From an 80-seater restaurant. You're telling me we can't do that? We're going to run breakfast, we're going to run brunch, we're going to run dinner, and then into the evening, we're going to put music on and it's going to be a bar. And I was like, that's doable.
Yeah.
Then he says, obviously, on the weekend, your Friday and your Saturday night, you're going to double what you was doing in the week. That's your 80 grand, 4.2 mil a year. I'm like, yo. Because you know, like, you're in that headspace of like, I'm used to like
Caribbean Frankies and Bennies or something.
A mad thing. It will be a mad thing.
Ask this question. All this information that you've got now, I feel like there's some stuff that was intrinsically there from before as well.
Yeah.
How was you not able to apply that to music?
Like I said, bro, unpopular opinion, music was never my thing. I always, as a youth, I swear to God, bro, on anything, yeah, I always wanted a business, a restaurant, a bar, a dessert shop. I remember this before I went to prison in 2011, the first time. There was no dessert shops in the UK, really. I remember sitting the man them down. I think your cousin was one of them. And I said to all the man them, I said, yo, we all need to put like 3-4 quid in and open a dessert shop. Trust me, bro. Like, there's no dessert shops in Brum, yeah? I've come out of jail 2014. Everybody's forgot this convo, but it's the same man who picked me up from jail, whatever. They've took me to Heavenly Desserts on Lady Pool Road, yeah? Pop in. Owner's got a Lambo outside. Next owner's got a Range outside. I'm saying to the man them, do the man remember when I said this? We would have been the first, bro.
That's like Vertus Brands.
Then
Baz had the chain. That's how he got it.
Then my dad knows the guy who owns Heavenly Desserts, and I remember speaking to my dad about it. I was saying, I told man that we should do them. My dad was like, man ain't gonna listen. But he was like, I know the owner. My man does 5 bags a day, 7 days a week, and it's been like that for years. Saying to the man then, bruv, man didn't want to see the vision. And them times, remember, this is like years ago when 3 quid was something. Now 3 quid, you could blow that like, do you know what I'm saying? Like 4 or 5 man put 3 quid in. It was nothing them times. Now it's like 15 grand ain't doing fuck all, bro. But then we could have fully got a shop, got it popping, had staff, desserts. You get me? But like, no one was on it, bro. No one was on it, huh?
Set it goals. But I feel like we need to make a plan.
Yeah. We do. We definitely do.
The time's run out to do it now, because
it's mad. Yeah. This is the longest.
We can do it off camera, innit?
Yeah, the longest.
Yeah.
Finance we've ever done.
This is the thing with me. Sometimes I feel like I want to say things and I want to talk to people, but bro, there's so much knowledge in my brain. Yeah, it will fry most people, bro. They will just be like,
nah, but there's people that need it.
I've
there's
lost you half an hour ago.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, obviously, the way that I see it is the knowledge that you got. Yeah, this is the space to bring it out, because you can attract loads of different people. It's about packaging it.
I feel like we could do like a hot seat thing, where someone comes in, boof, they sit there.
You want to know what I said to Speedy? It's not even, we could do all of that. I think we should do that. But, bro, it's just a case of we could utilize the information that you've got right now. Everything. So if we take on what you're saying to us, and then the proof's in the pudding, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, boom, we've done this. This is what's happened. Studios popping, podcasts is popping, gyms popping.
And all of them bring back the same thing, because like his studio is based around advertising to business people. So those people are going to need consultancy. That was my only
thing when you was explaining it to me the other day.
I thought it was a music studio, innit?
Yeah, it's not music. It's not music.
I was trying to figure out what it was and like how to niche it down. But all right, person, like prime example, yeah. I want to get to a stage where I'm building my personal brand, yeah. So now for me, 100%. So it's like me kicking knowledge on. Oh, okay. Yeah, sick. So you've obviously all seen influencers that we watched. The mic's there, and they're just talking some shit, and they're going viral.
Bro, that's
talking content when you're providing value is always going viral. So that's the stuff I want to do.
That's our
I just want to figure out a backdrop.
Nice.
That's
what I'm saying. The studio could provide that, but the podcast can do it. I'm saying we could do it triple threat though, because you can do your personal stuff.
Did you send this to me? You sent it, innit?
I'll send it. Marjay's followed me, so I'll send it to you. Innit? But this is what I'm saying. Like, the podcast here would allow you to build your influence and give out all the, like the information that you just gave out now was so much info, bro. And if you're doing this on a weekly basis, it's going to help you. And then the studio is going to be like the other more intentional stuff just to enhance your personal imagery and all of that. You get me?
Yeah,
But
of course.
I'm just saying, I don't really think you have to try too hard to sell it. We just need to work together and we can help one another.
Everything's in-house, bro. What you're talking about is what we offer. What you offer, though, is something that we need. That is
Of course.
your expertise in stuff like the paid spends,
I'll send
the
you
paid
some
ads.
stuff. Yeah.
You get it?
100%. And that, bro.
Like I said, we've got a product that we need to sell. We've got a plan, but the plan's based around our type of marketing. You offer it. You spoke about things that are not necessarily something that we've put in place. Obviously, we have to all have an understanding of what we want to do. You get what I'm saying? But I can see, my brain's already seeing how valuable what you're offering brings to the table.
I can put together a sick blueprint for pretty much any business, but it's going to require time. It's going to require some capital as well to be
100%.
not for me to be paid, but just to push.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying everyone needs to understand what's available. Because
of course.
As much as the capital, there's so much here available. You get it in terms
100%.
of to brand you, in terms of the capital that's here already, or where we can shift it, where we can put it.
Yeah, of course.
It's just for you to understand the plan and us to understand your plan and give back.
Nah, definitely.
I would say that the defining difference between when you say you need capital, like if you've got a business, it's a hair salon or whatever, I think the biggest expense is obviously going to go on the marketing. But for the marketing, you need content. The thing is, the content is already taken care of because that's what we do. That's a big aspect of the finances. It's kind of taken care of. It's just probably ad spend now, rather than the creation of the materials to market.
But what you've got to understand is prioritizing. I've noticed, like last year I paid 4K to join this business thing, business buying guru type shit.
Where you go for a meal or you have meetings in the morning.
Nah, like you pay and you become part of this community. So you're in a WhatsApp group, but you're with like people who are like high up in that world, and they can tell you how to close deals, how to buy businesses, XYZ, And I understood like, there's a lot of things that I never had a clue about that I thought I knew, and now I'm talking to these like it's like you get me, like, and bro, you just have to pay for certain knowledge, bro, or you will burn yourself and you will pay 10 times more than what my man was going to charge you for. You get me?
100.
So it's like that, bro. But yeah, I will just get a pad and a pen and just start jotting things, because I feel like once we and another thing as well, like you have to put deadlines on shit. Too many people are like, right, there's my to-do list, but there's no deadline on it. Like, how are we going to work towards it? I've got to-do lists in my phone from like 3 years ago because
no deadline.
There was no deadline, bro. Like, so it's prioritizing stuff, what needs to happen first, and go and reverse engineering where you're trying to be. Because if you can't see the vision for it, I can't grow it. Because if I'm trying to grow your business to £1 million a year in revenue and you can only see fucking $2,000 a month, no matter how hard I'm pushing you and what I'm saying, you're almost manifesting against it, bro. Because you're just like, I'm only going to do this though. You're not seeing like, so when it comes to putting the time in, you're apprehensive. When it comes to putting the money in, you're apprehensive. When it comes time to like brainstorm, you're like, this is only 2K a month for me. That's what I can see for it. And that's what I was trying to get to. So when I joined that course, the 4K thing, the main thing what the guys were speaking to me about before onboarding me, they were checking to see where my mindset was. They were like, do you see yourself making this? Do you see yourself buying a company that's generating 4 million a year with a 20% profit margin, which is 800 grand? Because if you can't see it, there's no point us helping you, because you're just going to always throw roadblocks in the way. You get me? So a lot of it's mindset still. But I reckon we could easily put together a plan, bro, and we can all just chip away at it with all our resources and just, because there's things that I probably cannot do that you man are like,
100. Easy.
Literally. Because like I said, I got my 4K camera, all my equipment, and more time, bro, it's just in a bag in my bedroom. And the other day, I literally went on my Instagram, and just said, any hungry video directors, da-da-da-da-da. And like got 5 messages, people messaging me like, yo, I want to get into it, I'm hungry. Got this one guy now, and I'm training him, because eventually I'll help him build his business while he helps me do content for mine. It's like a partnership, do you know what I'm saying?
And all of those things can be taught as well.
Of course.
There's multiple avenues to even bring in revenue because of the information that is here, though.
Yeah, sometimes you don't realise that the knowledge that you have is worth something, and what you've created is worth something.
Thanks,
like,
bro.
People are selling courses now. Like, I was thinking about it the other day, prime example, I was like, I watched this blueprint with this marketing guru guy, and he was like, if you want to make $1 million a year, you can either sell something for 100 grand 10 times, whatever. He was like, or you could sell something for £2,000 500 times. So I was thinking, what could I sell for 2k? Then I thought, yo,
the blueprints to open
all
up a restaurant.
of these rappers, not even the restaurant thing, that is something noble. All of these up and coming rappers, you got to think, yeah, they're spending 2 grand minimum on a music video, most of them. A bag to the director, 5 bills on cars, 5 bills on the beat, 5 bills on the studio, 5 bills to GRM, that's £3. Bro, pay me 2 grand and I will teach you this whole thing. Do you get me? How to write, how to record, how to mix, how to master, how to engineer, how to produce, how to do YouTube backend, how to edit your own videos so you can do it all yourself. Could I find 500 rappers in the UK, that up and coming artists that want to pay for 2 grand?
No.
I think so. I do think so. We've paid ads, 100%. There's a
They
new
don't-
rapper
they don't.
every
You know what it
day.
is? It's not just. I think you can, but if you could open it up to just say creators,
Yeah.
rather than just rappers. So anybody, because
Yeah,
it's
you
all the
kinda
same
niching it
thing,
down
innit?
by
Yeah,
rappers, yeah,
If it's
for
just
real.
if it's the whole thing, then you could easily do that.
Yeah, like anybody who's trying to basically build,
A personal brand
yeah,
and
That's
sell
something, yeah.
sell themselves, because that's what rappers do, innit?
100%.
Yeah, exactly that. To niche it down to rappers, he's making it a bit harder because obviously you can see bouncers doing that.
Yeah, true.
He's trying to do that at the moment, yeah. And
He's building a community and that.
yeah, he's probably building a community. But if you look at his the views when it comes to like
Teaching.
teaching, he goes down to what he's normally talking about, like, because the rapping side of things and people wanting to learn is very, they don't want to take in the information. Do you get it?
True.
It's a very small niche, and that's why there's people that want to manage rappers, and then that's why the management don't work out as well, because they're hard to manage. I'm not trying to put no rappers down or anything.
Nah,
like that,
artists are hard to manage,
Hard.
bro. They're divas, bro.
but yeah.
They've got ego before it's been earned. It's like, it's a madness, bro. Like, people come to me about
A lot of them.
advice for their music, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what your temperament's like. I don't know if I tell you something, you're going to be like, oh, or you're not going to be able to do certain things. And it just it's so long, bro. I remember Jamal saying to me, he was like, you're humble now, but he said, trust me, you won't be. And remember this conversation. And I was like, what's he on about? When I hit my first 1 million views, bro, I'm just like, brother, like, you get me? And it's like, certain things he probably was saying to me that I would have just been like on at first. I was kind of like I remember, prime example, I've kind of got popping, I've got out of jail, and the blueprint is to put all my music on SBTV, innit? SBTV's gone down.
Yeah, I feel like you was like one of the last ones. Like,
I was,
yeah,
and
one
I
of-
think he
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
me to stay.
Yeah.
Like, he had so much shit planned, and I got sidetracked, I'll be real. I got sidetracked by people getting in my ear saying to me, GRM's more popping, bro.
Yeah.
You need to go on there. Like, why are you on SB? SB don't even get no views.
Yeah.
But I should have showed the loyalty, bro, because there's things in the pipeline that he was explaining to me after where it was like...
But yo, we're gonna have to wrap this up. Yeah, I've got a release to come out at 6 o'clock. I've not done no clip. I've done anything like that. But this conversation has been sick. We need to continue it. We need to set.
Let's set a date for a meeting, coffee somewhere, and we'll just brainstorm.
When do you want to do that?
Why don't we just do the meeting here and we just film it and put it behind a paywall? Like, we just order some coffees here.
Yeah, do it, yeah.
Yeah, next Wednesday then. Wednesdays I'm off.
Safe. So before that time, yeah, let's get as much information spinning around. We'll make a group now.
Yeah. Make a WhatsApp group. We'll all brainstorm.
Yeah.
and then we can put together a process, bro.
Say no more.
to
All the information will go in there. Just everyone just needs a bigger picture of what's available, what can be done, and how everyone sees things working. You get it?
Yeah, because sometimes, like, when you're inside something, you can't even see the value of it.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Like I said to you previously about the vodka, I was like, this can be mad. And then I actually bought the vodka, I drunk it, and I never even said to none of the man them, like, this is my brethren's vodka. And every single person who sipped it was like, this is fire. Like, yo, this is like, and I was like, yeah, don't trust me. Like, I'm gonna, you get me?
There you go.
Trust me. So we could definitely do it, bro.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Folks, this is the beginning of
Something.
Keep it there.
Yo, Pat just landed still. 2 sets, I'm gonna pull it down. I'm gonna check it out now. Smooth still. Yeah, I'm seeing less on the 27th still.
How much man have I helped in this life? Is too many. All I need is a phone and a like a sim. Now it's time to win, bro. Spending time in bin, but I still send him things. Make sure it's nice within.